we're streaming, going live. Speak for me real quick, Surfbone.
Yo, 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 what up? What up, YouTube?
Okay.
Yep, just got the notification. Let's see.
Hold on 1 second. Getting my stuff set up real quick.
A couple of guys are trying to say, like, no, I got him first. No, I got him first in chat.
Good. Alright. Can you see my screen, Surfbone?
Oh, wait, one sec. Yeah, I can see it.
Oh shit, I fucked up. I remember where I was though.
Yeah, we gotta... Actually, if we look back on the... Let me look back at your previous stream.
It literally saved it, and I backed it up out of instinct. And I was like, damn. I done did it. Let me pull up my YouTube chat on my phone real quick.
45-46 is where we were at.
45-46.
Can you and Tristan please fight the ball runner?
Yo, what's going on, guys? Sorry, I was paying attention to my phone. 45-46, close enough.
Just setting some stuff up.
And managed.
All right. Welcome back, guys. What's up?
Oh, is that Rose? Is it Rose's birthday? See Noodles streaming on my birthday.
Yeah, that's right. Birthday stream. We did it just for you, man. I promise. We didn't plan this without knowing it was your birthday or anything. Noodles, I will literally pay you to react to my video. Nah, man. I mean, if you want to pay me a lot, I'm not going to say no. But no, I'm not going to. I don't want to. Honestly.
Yeah. Did you see that, like, someone, like, paid, like, set them up to, like, watch, like, react to this one video called Kakashi is Stupid? And he paid him, like, 2K.
What the heck? Okay.
Yeah. Apparently the video was just... I don't know. It just didn't see... Like, I only watched, like, 15 minutes of it. And it's just, like, he just was complaining about nothing, like, most of the time. Like, it just seemed like a very unnecessary video.
Yeah. RDSJ, what's happening with Kakuzu versus Pain? Man, it's happening. That's all you need to know. It's a long video. Got a lot of editing got to be done. Alright, I think we're ready to do this, Surfbone. You ready, man? What did we have it on to last time? I think it was 1.25. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's true.
Get out here. Alright, you guys ready? I'm gonna finish off this video. And then hopefully after we're done reacting to this, me and Weaboo Warrior can go ahead and throw hands and debate on live stream for you guys. Been wanting to do a live debate on live stream for a really long time. Just haven't really had the right dance partner. Was gonna be Happy, but we all know what happened with Happy. So, unfortunately, can't do it with him. But I tried getting Kuros to debate as well. Doesn't seem like he wants to debate either, to be honest. He said that I asked him in DM, and he just said he wasn't for sure if he wanted to or not. So, probably just going to be Weaboo Warrior for now, but maybe we can set up some more live debates later on.
Weaboo Warrior was willing to debate you, but for some reason, Aista, the guy that's like been hounding on everybody about Naruto versus Luffy and saying that Luffy wins, is not going to debate the best Naruto debater on Discord.
Well, I guess it do be seeming that way, but either way. If Aista wants to debate me, or Kuros, I mean, that's what I know him as, is Aista. But if Kuros wants to debate me, totally can. Be down to do that on stream. It'd be fun debate for you guys as well. We could do Luffy versus Naruto or multiversal Naruto, because I know he disagrees with both positions in comparison to me. But, yeah. Hopefully, we get Weaboo Warrior after this, because I'm kind of getting antsy. I haven't had a high profile or a good debate in a while, so I want to do it. Hey, Noodles, how fast is Kisame? Faster than your mom. Let's go.
To stop Shukaku's sand and subdue him in the past. Konan has completed 30 S-rank missions and managed to take off Obito's arm with a suicide attack. So while that's impressive, Obito said he underestimated her, and I don't really like to scale characters to their suicide attacks since they also die in the process. In the story mode of the Naruto Revolution game, she managed to beat Sasori using the third Kazekage puppet, which should scale her above the third Kazekage, and thus...
Wait a second. Did he call, like, what Konan does a suicide attack? I think I just glanced past that.
Yeah, let's listen to that again. Hold on.
Missions and managed to take off Obito's arm with a suicide attack. So while that's impressive...
Yeah, it's not a suicide attack, buddy.
No, it's not a suicide
It did not
attack.
kill Konan. In fact, she was still alive after that. It actually took Obito to Izanagi and come back and kill her to finish off Konan. So not a suicide attack. That's just something she does with prep.
Yeah,
so,
I was just gonna say that's a prep thing. That's something that you would have to give prep for her to do. She was not in danger.
Oh, hold on a second, Surfbone. I think I'm not even showing the video. Whoop.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Sorry, guys. Here, we'll rewind it a little bit just to show them.
Kage Rasa was throwing out to counter Gaara's sand with his gold dust, and managed to stop Shukaku's sand and subdue him in the past. Konan has completed 30 S-rank missions, and managed to take off Obito's arm with a suicide attack.
Not a suicide attack.
Obito said he underestimated her, and I don't really like to scale characters to their suicide attacks since they also die in the process. In the story mode of the Naruto Storm Revolution game, she managed to beat Sasori using the third Kazekage puppet.
Yeah, Storm Revolution game, no, not canon. Nowhere is it stated canon.
And, like, you could possibly say, like, via, like a Kishimoto statement that they're possibly canon to the anime, which he literally says they're meant to be anime canon, so not to the manga.
I'm not even for sure if that statement's real or not. Have you seen it?
I've seen people show the translation for an interview.
Is it Kishimoto that's actually saying it, or is it someone else?
That's what it seems like. Is that it's Kishimoto?
I'd like to actually see if it was Kishimoto or not, because I've never even seen the statement. But
if
yeah,
anyone who is from our server who is able to send it to us, like via like the Discord chat,
yeah,
so we can verify.
That would be cool, because I actually want to see if the statement says it's canon to the anime or whatever. Either way, though,
I remember Seth bringing it up in a video, and he specifically like showed it in the English translation and said anime canon or canon to the anime.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember that now. But either way, I don't care unless it was written by Kishimoto. As far as I'm concerned, it's not canon. Yeah, I don't think it was written by Kishimoto. I think it was written by whoever wrote this cutscene for the games. So, not Kishimoto. But yeah, don't think it's canon.
And thus Rasa. But I wouldn't truly scale her above Sasori, as that wasn't his strongest puppet. With prep time, she can actually be far higher than this, as she can create an ocean of 600 billion paper bombs, which forced Obito to use Izanagi.
What was he talking about with the suicide attack, man? I don't get it.
In the anime, she managed to put up a bit of a fight after that, but in the manga, she was instantly blitzed and put under Genjutsu. She's kind of hard stuck in this tier since she lost pretty badly to base Jiraiya.
Yeah.
Deidara has detonating clay that can create powerful explosions that can flip Turtle Island and defeat the Three Tails. His most deadly detonating clay is C4, which sends out countless nano-sized explosives that are inhaled by any living creature within range and blow them up from the inside. He can also make clay constructs which can fly, so he can stay out of his opponent's range of attack while bombarding them with his bombs. He defeated early Shippuden Gaara, and even though Gaara had the disadvantage of protecting his village, Deidara had the disadvantage of not bringing much detonating clay, needing to capture Gaara alive, and being in the desert where Gaara is stronger. His C0 is a suicide attack that has a 10-kilometer blast radius. If he decides to kill himself with this move...
Regardless if Gaara was in the desert or not, I do think the fact that Gaara had to protect the village is what actually defeated him.
I mean, yeah. He literally said that, like... Yeah. I remember you and I were talking about, like, if Gaara just had a total character revert and decided to say, you know what, screw the village, and just allowed everybody to get blown up by it anyway, he would have just defeated Deidara right after that.
Yeah.
Because Deidara would have used everything.
Yeah.
And Thing is, Gaara, like, literally was sitting there, crossed his arms, almost during that entire fight. It was just letting Deidara just fly around while his sand was trying to grab him. Literally crushed his arm.
Noodles, have you seen the Ginning equal tuning and everything but teamwork statement in the Boruto novel? That's pretty dumb.
What?
Yeah, okay. I don't even want to know about that statement, man. Just preferably just not knowing that. Unfortunately, I do actually have some news. Me and my girlfriend recently just finished watching all of Naruto Shippuden, so we're gonna move on to Boruto now.
Oh, are you gonna go on a board?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Boruto. So maybe some Boruto videos coming up, and then I can actually talk about some of the other interesting characters in Boruto, like Jigen and Ishiki and shit. So it'd be cool.
His C0 is a suicide attack that has a 10 km blast radius. If he decides to kill himself with this move, he has a good chance of killing some of the characters above him. But since he dies too, I placed him where I think he gets without using that. Sasori is above Deidara, as Deidara himself admitted this to be the case.
That's not what he says. He says stronger. But you're spitting facts right now. Sasori is above Deidara.
With his Hiroko puppet, he easily defeated Part 2 Kankuro, and it was too powerful for Chio to just...
Man, he put Deidara above Kitsuchi, man. Man.
And why is Rosas all the way down there?
Yeah, Ross is shit. Where's Gaara at? He hadn't even put Gaara on the list yet.
Oh man. Fucking Happy Sasuke above Kakuzu.
Oh boy. Alright, let's continue.
He would easily be high Jonin tier. With his third Kazekage puppet, he can control poison-laced iron sand, which can be morphed into different shapes and make it extremely versatile and deadly. He would have won with his puppet if Sakura didn't have the antidote to his poison. His most powerful technique is his army of 100 puppets, which he used to take down a country, and even his own body's a puppet. He would have defeated Sakura and Chio if he didn't hesitate at the last second. Kakuzu has 5 hearts, each with the power of a different chakra nature. All 5 need to be destroyed for him to be killed, which makes him extremely tough to finish off. He can combo his jutsus together to make extremely powerful attacks, and can harden his skin to increase his durability. His body's made up of strange tendrils that can launch out to attack his foes. He was beating Kakashi, Choji, and Ino at the same time, though Kakashi wasn't using his Mangekyo Sharingan. So due to this, he scales
As if that matters. The only thing he can do with the Mangekyo is Kamui.
above regular.
So, unless you're going to argue that he can somehow track Kakuzu's movement, don't think so. But either way, Kamui's broken. But, yeah, I don't think it, like, amps him up too much more in speed at that point in the series. Kakashi hadn't even really used his Mangekyo very much, so the only things he really knew how to use were, like, Kamui. It's not something he could just keep active. If he had the Mangekyo active at that time, he would just run out of chakra.
Like, one good note is, like, Kakashi can only use, like, Kamui, like, one time, right?
Twice,
like,
I think, but yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
So, at best, like, if we were to be generous to Kakashi, only take out 2 of, like, Kakuzu's hearts, and then he would still have, like, I don't know.
He would still just be murder blitzing Kakashi and choke slamming him around. Yeah. He was about to use it at the end of the fight, but we don't actually know what would have happened. So, I mean, you know. I think Kakuzu probably would have just punched him through the face, honestly.
Considering Deidara was able to move out of the way so that it didn't completely harm him, but only just took out his arm, I feel like it'd be fairly easy for Kakuzu to get out.
To come out of watching Rasa's feats too, and to say Konan is above Rasa is pretty horrible. That's just like I'm thinking about it more and thinking like imagine like just watching Naruto and then just saying Konan was stronger than Rasa. No, it just does not make sense, man. Maybe with the 6 billion paper bombs, but that's prep time. That's a maybe too. Like with even the 6 billion paper bombs, like couldn't he just put a giant sand blob around him? And, like, what stops him from doing that? Man, Konan actually gets bodied by Rasa. It's horrible. Not even 6 billion paper bombs would work. Like, Rasa can fly, so he's not going to fall into the pit. And then, like, the bombs just won't go through because they're not as strong as a Biju bomb. Or a Biju, and that sand can hold down the Shikaku, the One-Tails. So, yeah.
Also, Rasa literally just scales to War Art Gaara, so why is he below Deidara?
Man. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
For Sharingan Kakashi at that time, but not Mangekyo Kakashi. I put him above the 3 Akatsuki members below him because he has a statement calling him one of the most deadly Akatsuki members. So it makes sense for him to be above at least half of them. And beating Kakashi and the others is more impressive than Deidara losing to Sasuke, Sasori losing to Chiyo and Sakura, or Konan getting stomped by Jiraiya. Plus, he's one of the most experienced characters in Naruto, being 91 years old, and he even survived a fight with the first Hokage. Beginning of Shippuden Sasuke up until he unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan was vastly...
This is what I wanted to see.
He even survived a fight with the first Hokage. Beginning of Shippuden Sasuke up until he unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan was vastly above Team 7, being so fast Sakura couldn't even see him, and this is Sakura after adapting to Sasori's speed. He was also stated to be too fast for Deidara, even without using his curse mark. It was implied after learning the Rasen Shuriken, Naruto would be equal with this version of Sasuke, and after his training, Naruto was able to defeat Kakuzu. Well, as long as his jutsu worked, so Sasuke should be above Kakuzu as well. After absorbing Orochimaru...
Hold on, what was that?
Well, as the Rasen Shuriken, Naruto would be equal with this version of Sasuke, and after his training, Naruto was able to defeat Kakuzu. Well, as long as his jutsu worked, so Sasuke should be above Kakuzu as well.
Okay, equal. He says, now I can be his equal. Let me see this shit, hold on.
It was
I need to
implied
pause.
after...
Now Sasuke and I can be equals. I'm pretty sure he's not talking about the Rasen Shuriken, and he hasn't even did the Rasen Shuriken here yet. Or maybe he has. I'm not for sure. But I don't even know if Naruto knows how strong Sasuke is, or why he would think that's all. Man.
No. All he saw, they didn't even see anything of what Sasuke could do at that point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I have no idea why Naruto would even know what he's talking about.
I don't know. Maybe he's going off of the hype that Orochimaru was trying to put him up with. He's like, oh,
that's
yeah,
true.
I still. So he's like, oh, I don't even think you would still be able to beat Sasuke, even if you were this strong.
Yeah, that
Even
could be
though,
true.
Orochimaru could just be trying to get him more pissed off.
But yeah, even if they were equals, in regards to power or whatever, it's not the power that killed Kakuzu anyway. It's the durability bypassing, and I don't think Sasuke's gonna have any jutsu that's strong enough to do that. So
yeah,
or have any capability to do that. But yeah, I've actually not even seen this statement before, so it's pretty decent. But no, I still don't think it's. I don't think it's good.
Learning the Rasen Shuriken, Naruto...
Kakuzu would still just murder Blitz and chop Sasuke in half. So. There'd just be nothing he could do about that.
Would be equal with this version of Sasuke. And after his training, Naruto was able to defeat Kakuzu. Well, as long as his jutsu worked. So Sasuke should be above Kakuzu as well.
He could be equal in power, and not necessarily saying he's equal in power or that Sasuke's equal to the Rasen Shuriken, just that they're equals in general, meaning they could fight each other. So Sasuke could potentially have some way of dealing with the Rasen Shuriken. Who knows? The Rasen Shuriken's not exactly super durable, and he might be able to react to Naruto's movement. Doesn't prove he could be able to react to Kakuzu's movement, though.
Also,
so.
A few things to note from that fight as well. If Naruto was the only one there, he would have died.
Yeah.
He literally was about to get his heart ripped out if
Kakuzu was actually still blitzing that Naruto, so if he's equal to that Naruto, that's actually an anti-feat.
In the rest of the game, after Naruto's first Rasen Shuriken fizzled out before he could hit Kakuzu, literally were harping on him that if he wasn't able to come up with a good plan to hit him this other time, then he would just Kakuzu is just fast enough that he would just dodge the Rasen Shuriken that next time. So you would have to get him to a position where he can't dodge.
Yeah.
That was the whole plan. And that's when Naruto's like, yeah, this time I know what I'm doing now. And then again,
he basically just off-guarded Kakuzu and hit him with an attack that would just work on Kakuzu. So, you'd have to prove that Sasuke would have the jutsu that would work on Kakuzu, and you'd have to prove he would also be able to off-guard Kakuzu, which is just not possible, because Sasuke doesn't off-guard people as well as Naruto does. Naruto's literally the best surprise attacker in all of Naruto history, so you'd have to say Sasuke has some kind of similar jutsu and surprise attack ability as Naruto. And I just don't think that's the case. I think Sasuke makes up for the lack of surprise in other ways, like being really analytical with his battle approach and things like that. So, but yeah, let's continue.
Someone had a question.
Yeah.
If Kakuzu is 72 times faster than the Raikage, who's faster than base Naruto, how did Kakuzu not react to Naruto running behind him?
Because Kakuzu's focus was elsewhere, so he wasn't focusing on the Naruto that ran behind him.
Yep.
That's it. It's kind of like the thing, imagine, someone's distracting you, right? And you're way faster. Let's say you're sparring. Here's a good example. Let's say you're sparring somebody, right? and someone comes up behind you, and this person you're sparring is way slower than you, let's say that, and then someone runs up behind you to distract you, and you turn around, and the person way slower than you punches you in the face. Like, are they now relative to you? Because that's exactly what Naruto did. So, no, doesn't work that way.
Orochimaru,
But let's continue.
gain poison resistance, so he should at least be able to somewhat resist Sasori's poison. If his body becomes compromised, he can molt out of it like Orochimaru. He cut right through Yamato's kunai with his lightning.
Hold on.
If his body becomes compromised, he can molt out of it like Orochimaru.
I just don't remember this happening, but
He should
that
at least
makes
be able to
sense.
somewhat resist Sasori's poison. If his
Oh,
body
I do
becomes
remember this. This
compromised,
happened
he can
at
molt out of it.
this Itachi fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
He cut right through
You only can do that a few times, though. I think one time, and then you can't do it again. So it's not like forever.
resist Sasori's poison. If his body becomes compromised, he can molt out of it like Orochimaru.
So yeah, he would get cut in half, molt out of his body, and then get cut in half again.
He cut right through Yamato's kunai with his lightning-enhanced Kusanagi blade. States it's impossible to block, and implies it's better than Orochimaru's. He has powerful genjutsu which can battle with Itachi,
Kusanagi
and
blade's
his
pretty
ocular
good.
powers can even suppress the Nine Tails. If you don't think all those reasons are enough to put him this high,
Yeah, I don't care. For one, his genjutsu prowess is not good enough to get the Nine Tails. The Nine Tails he genjutsu'd was just a fragment of its chakra. Directly stated, it was only a piece of its chakra. So it's not like he's genjutsuing the full Nine Tails. The second thing is, the Kusanagi blade's great and all, but who's it actually worked on? Like, it didn't even kill Monkey King Enma, which granted he's the strongest summon, but summons aren't even as strong as Biju. So why would that work on Kakuzu? Let me rewind a little bit.
he's compromised, he can molt out of it like Orochimaru. He cut right through Yamato's kunai with his lightning-enhanced Kusanagi blade.
That's so trash. Why is he even bringing that feat up? He cut through a kunai. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it would be a good feat for those people that think like just if you could just have like a kunai or something, it would just like erase all of Naruto if you try to like actually hurt them.
What about the data book statement that says Kakuzu has no blind spots in that form? He fucking does. So it doesn't matter. That statement's obviously wrong. Naruto's surprise attacked him, unless that statement just upscales Naruto's surprise attack ability. Even someone with no blind spots, he can surprise attack him. That's pretty good, man. Naruto's really good at surprise attacking people.
Yeah.
So
Almost like Naruto has been called the most unpredictable ninja several times.
Ever.
Like,
I posted this on Twitter the other day. There was an argument about whether or not Naruto had the best battle IQ in the series. And I disagreed with this. I posted the statement for proof on my Twitter. You guys can go look at it too. In fact, let's go look at it right now. Let me go to my page real quick. Alright, right here. So, I said that Naruto was not the most battle intelligent in the series. I actually said Sasuke was the most battle intelligent. And the reason I say this is because of this statement right here, where Kakashi is talking to Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura all inside of the Susanoo when the Infinite Tsukuyomi is cast. And Sasuke was named by Kakashi to be the leader. He should be the leader of the team since he's the only one who can analyze what's happening. Now, that's not necessarily that good because maybe they just can't see outside of the Susanoo, even though it's see-through. But let's just say it's blocking light, so maybe they just can't see outside of the Susanoo and Sasuke can. That's fine, but then Naruto literally just says, I don't really think he's better at planning than either Sakura or you, Master Kakashi. Though he might be better than me. That's the part. So Naruto directly admits that Sasuke might be better at planning than him, so he has better battle intelligence than Naruto. The thing about Naruto, though, is he comes up with better plans than almost anyone else in the series. He was able to surprise attack Kage with a battle plan he came up with. All that shadow clone trickery that he does throughout the series, that's battle IQ. That's him using his clones to trick people so he can land punches. That's straight IQ and ability. Okay, that's him strategizing and winning. So, if Naruto's able to do that to somebody like Kaguya, who has no blind spots as well, she has the Byakugan, she has, Sage's Six Pads chakra, so she can sense everything around her, she has the Rinna Sharingan, so she can see all things in the universe, right? All those things. She can literally has no blind spots, quite literally, and Naruto still surprised attacked her, or surprised her. So, Naruto's surprise attack ability is good enough to hit Kakuzu. Let's just keep it that way.
And also, you know who's the only other character that has been able to counter Naruto's like massive amount of like him trying to use shadow clones? Sasuke. Literally in their final fight, he literally like tried to stop Naruto at every chance he could to stop him from like trying to like use shadow clones. He literally like was like preventing him from using the hand seal. He even like was using like Naruto's hand in conjunction with his own to create a fire jutsu. Like, this was in their final fight.
Yeah. Alright, let's continue.
States it's impossible to block,
Sasuke is OP, though, with his battle intelligence.
and implies it's better than Orochimaru's. He has powerful genjutsu which can battle with Itachi's, and his ocular powers can even suppress the Nine Tails.
Itachi was holding back. Sasuke is not actually equal to Itachi. Like, the whole idea between Itachi and Sasuke was Itachi was going to lie to Sasuke and convince him that he really was evil and he was trying to steal his eyes so he could get the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. All of that was a lie. He actually intended for Sasuke to kill him so he could take his eyes instead. That way Sasuke could become strong enough to do whatever, you know. He wanted Sasuke to become stronger. So he planned for Sasuke to get his eyes. So we don't actually know if his genjutsu's equal to Itachi, because Itachi would not body him with the Tsukiyomi, even if he could. Like, he would not want to just like, oh, sorry Sasuke, your genjutsu's not good enough. Sorry, buddy. You're going to the Shadow Realm, like, and then just obliterate his soul. Itachi was not going to do that. So, yeah, doesn't scale to Itachi. Noodles, would you be down to just discuss Naruto on my birthday, September 12th? Maybe. We might do a Q&A stream or something while I play Doom, maybe.
He's been a member for 5 months.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty dang good, man. Didn't even know I had this shit that long. But yeah, let's continue.
Quick question someone had. Does Kakuzu have better durability than KCM2 Naruto?
No, he does not.
No. Definitely not.
Noodles, can you tell me your audio setup? I have a mic and a computer, and I'll be talking into it, man. And that thing worked, too. No, I have a Blue Yeti mic, and I don't know, that's it.
If you don't think all those reasons are enough to put him this high, his most powerful jutsu is Kiri, which strikes within 1/1000th of a second at the speed of actual lightning.
That's trash. It's stated to be light speed in the data book.
Making it almost impossible to dodge, and can obliterate entire mountains. Pretty much everyone below him gets fried by this move if he manages to set it up. The 5th Mizukage Mei has 2 Keke Genkai, Vapor Style and Lava Style, and was able to melt Sasuke's ribcage Susanoo, so I think she would probably beat Sasuke before he unlocked his Mangekyo Sharingan. Sasuke was really tired by the time Mei confronted him,
I actually agree with that.
and he couldn't exert his full power, so I don't think she scaled to full power Mangekyo Sasuke. She was also the first to go down to Madara's Susanoo clones, and later she couldn't react to Madara's Fire Style Jutsu in time, yet Tsunade, who was right next to her, was. Which means if Tsunade's anywhere from the distance she knocked away the Fire Jutsu or closer, she should be able to blitz Mei before she casts her Jutsu, and Tsunade absolutely has the power to one-shot her if she lands a punch. The Raikage is even faster and should be able to one-shot Mei as well. She also couldn't beat Black Zetsu with the help of Chojuro and multiple Jonin. All these reasons are why I left her in the low Kage tier. However, she was able to impress Madara and could shoot down good-sized meteors, so
She also melted Madara Susanoo,
I think she deserves to be at the top of this tier.
partially.
Summoning in the mid-Kage tier, these characters should at least be around mountain level in power and be the
Let's-
massively
hold on.
hypersonic or
Wait,
mock range and speed.
just those characters?
You said what?
He said mid-Kage are like the ones that are specifically known to be like mountain busters. But then he has like, what are these characters in low Kage doing? Who have all like 3 members of the Akatsuki? 4 members of the Akatsuki.
Bro, he put Jiraiya above Kisame. This is pitiful. This is just pitiful.
Wait, whoa.
Man.
No.
Whoa. Alright. Which Kakashi is this? Why? Why? Oh man, this is downplay. Oh my god, man. What's this? What is this? This is horrible.
And yeah, Kushina is like super low.
I'm actually like kind of wondering what the fuck Mifune would do to Kakuzu. Like, what the fuck is Mifune going to do to Kakuzu? He's gonna run up and try and slice him? Fantastic idea, bro. That's just an amazing idea. Kakuzu's not gonna just tank that and punch him in the face.
And yeah, Choji War
yeah,
Choji
horrible.
with butterfly is
Yeah, I don't
super
even want to talk about it right now. We'll talk about it later.
Kaguya's will and
By the way, wait, hold on. Is that Sasuke with the MS all the way up there?
Where?
Above, like, that's MS Sasuke.
Yeah, that's Mangekyo Sasuke, man.
Above the Raikage?
Above Kisame. Oh, wait, why is
Like-
Mangekyo Sasuke above the Raikage?
It literally just got curb stomped by him.
Oh my gosh.
characters, so his power could vary. And in Obito's body, he was able to pierce even 6 past Madara. For most of the series, he uses the white Zetsu body as a base, and was able to hold off Mei, Chojuro, and a bunch of Jonin at the same time. He even managed to trip a Kurama Cloak Naruto clone. If the body he's in isn't strong enough to defeat his opponent, he can try to switch bodies or merge with the land. However, he was too afraid to try this while around Kakashi and Minato, so I think he should go below them. Kushina has powerful sealing chains that can restrain even the Nine Tails, and when Karin unlocked their full power, she was able to counter Guru Guru's Buddha statue. However, Kurama, even at 50% power, was able to rip through the chains, and Guru Guru would have defeated Karin if he was just on her own. So I don't think I could confidently scale Kushina or full power Karin higher than this. Shisui stated that the strongest...
If
Wait,
she...
you think that Karina, like, both of them scale each other?
He said, yeah, I guess so. I think he thinks Kushina and Kurenai, what's the other one's name? I just watched this. Kushina and, what's the girl's name that follows Sasuke around? Man. What's her name, chat? I can't remember. She's so irrelevant. Karin, that's it, yeah. Yeah, she'd be trash. She's literally stated weaker than Kushina. And Kushina literally did seal down the Nine Tails. I don't know what he's talking about. Binded the shit out of half the Nine Tails. And half the Nine Tails is still powerful enough to,
and also,
blow people away.
Also, that's just enough portion of Kushina's chakra just so Kushina could help Naruto whenever he's trying to overcome the Nine Tails.
Yeah, near dead Kushina held down the Nine Tails for a while.
Yeah.
So... literally.
Genjutsu in the series, and the best body flicker technique in the Uchiha.
And she's faster than Minato, so.
During his time. In the anime, Danzō got the better of him with Izanagi, and in the Naruto Storm Revolution game, Danzō and Shisui are going about even until Danzō called in reinforcements. In the game cutscene, he has access to Susanoo, but he also instantly ran out of stamina with it, and with a lack of feats, it's hard to tell how high he should be placed. I do think he should at least be around here, though. Danzō managed to get the better of Shisui in both the anime, game, and lore of the manga. He didn't even need to resort to using up all of his eyes with Izanagi. And he should be even stronger after the Shisui fight, since he stole his eye and gained his Genjutsu ability. So I think it only makes sense to put him higher. He is a powerful summon that can suck harder than my 2D waifu, and has air style powerful enough to damage Sasuke's Susanoo. He has paralyzing curse marks as well as powerful wood style due to having the first Hokage cells within him that also enhances physical energy. Even with all of these abilities, he's still arguably only low Kage tier in power. But what really pushed him to this tier are all his Sharingan. For all the eyes on his arm, he can sacrifice them to use Izanagi. The ability to change reality and make it so anything negative that happens to him, including death, is ignored, and anything favorable that happens to him remains. So you have to essentially defeat him a dozen times before he actually stays dead. If you do kill him, he can use a sealing jutsu that sucks you into his corpse if you're too close. Four-tailed Naruto is likely too durable for Danzō or most of the characters below him to permanently put down, with Orochimaru's Kusanagi sword not even being able to pierce him.
Why is Four Tails Naruto too durable?
Too durable?
What durability feat does he have? The Kusanagi blade? You put that below Danzō. You put Sasuke with the Kusanagi blade below Danzō, and you argued that it was better than Orochimaru's Kusanagi blade, which is the one that Naruto tanked. I don't get it.
Just him powering up wiped out a huge chunk of the forest, and his beast bombs could blow down 3 of Orochimaru's Rashomon gates, and could have killed Orochimaru with a direct strike.
None of that actually has scaling, though. Like, cool, Rashomon gates. You know who else blew down Orochimaru, or who could blow down some of Rashomon gates? Kiba, man. Kiba did. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
How long do you have Kiba?
Where's Kiba at, man?
He's in the 3D. with like, and it's the one specifically that like took down like 1 or 2 Rashomon gates.
Yeah, the Rashomon gate's trash.
No scaling.
Bro, that's Susanoo's Biju level and it's casual win style. I know.
Rejecting him.
Why would Four Tails Naruto do shit to this Danzō? I'm really excited for the Choji placement, man. I wonder what he's gonna say.
And he still had his hand sealed, which is why Four-tailed Naruto's below him. But he still managed to almost kill Jiraiya.
Why is Four Tails Naruto below near dead Orochimaru? Orochimaru ran away.
So I think he definitely deserved to be.
Near dead Orochimaru sucked. And is he just considering all of Part 2 Orochimaru the same Orochimaru? You know, he progressively gets closer to dying. But either way, what's up? What's up?
Oh, I was yeah, it's like he was trying to weasel out of like trying to get away from like Four Tails Naruto the entire time and could not damage him whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like I think he only punched him one time, but like what damage did that actually do?
We didn't see any damage, so it just looked like he couldn't do shit to him because he'd be so near dead. And then he gets Hashirama cells later in the war arc. I wonder if he's going to talk about that.
They're likely around this tier. Still managed to almost kill Jiraiya, so I think he definitely deserves to be in this tier. The Edo Jinchuriki are likely around this tier as well, as they were able to give Kurama Cloak Naruto and beat trouble. Though it was 6-on-2. The Edo Jinchuriki are likely around this tier as well, as they were able to give Kurama Cloak Naruto and beat trouble.
Hold on. I just gotta fucking close my eyes for a second.
Sealed, which is why Four-tailed Naruto's below him. Right. Orochimaru's body was rejecting him, and he still had his hand sealed, which is why Four-tailed Naruto's below him. But he still managed.
Okay, so he's talking about Prime Orochimaru.
Orochimaru's body was rejecting him, and he still had his hand sealed, which is why Four-tailed Naruto's below him. But he still managed to almost kill Jiraiya, so I think he definitely deserves to be in this tier. The Edo Jinchuriki are likely around this tier as well.
A lot of people say that the feat was off guard, but
Managed to almost kill Jiraiya, so I think he definitely deserves to be in this tier. The Edo Jinchuriki are likely around this tier as well, as they were able to give Kurama Cloak Naruto and beat trouble.
why is he? Does he think KCM Naruto is like Four Tails Naruto level? Like, is that?
Casey and Naruto's not even in this tier, but you're apparently saying this is where the Edo Jinchuriki should go?
I don't get it. Not just giving them trouble, by the way, like violating them horribly, like beating KCM Naruto and B2 into the ground. Like B was literally about to die until Naruto went into KCM 2. So, yeah.
Though it was 6-on-2, and without Obito, they would have likely lost. So I don't think they're on the same tier as either of them. At least not until they go full-tailed beast mode. Kinkaku and his 9-tailed chakra form. So I don't think they're on the same tier as either of them. At least not until they go full-tailed beast mode. 2, and without Obito, they would have likely lost. So I don't think they're on the same. Give Kurama Cloak Naruto and beat trouble. Though it was 6-on-2, and without Obito, they would have likely lost.
Why? Obito wasn't doing anything.
All he was doing is treating them as the 6 paths of pain.
Yeah, just telling them to go. Like,
Yeah, he's just like
it's like fight.
literally having them unlock more of their Jinchuriki power made it so Obito had less control over them. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't think they're
I talk about this in my Kakuzu versus Pain video, by the way, so I'm not going to go too heavy on it here. But yeah, that's just wrong. Obito wasn't doing anything. He wasn't amplifying them in any significant way. So
on the same tier as either of them. At least not until they go full-tailed beast mode.
at least until they go full to beast mode. Yeah.
Kinkaku and his 9-tailed.
If he's talking about the perfect Jinchuriki, why does he say full-tailed beast mode? Is that not included? Like, he's like, they're not relative to Naruto until they go full-tailed beast mode.
even though you literally showed the instances where they're shown to be relative, like
it's not just that. It's also like if he's talking about perfect Jinchuriki, right? That includes their tailed beast mode, who are KCM Naruto level apparently. So why aren't they in KCM Naruto's tier?
As well.
Doesn't make sense.
Naruto and beat trouble. Though it was 6-on-2, and without Obito, they would have likely lost. So I don't think they're on the same tier as either of them. At least not until they go full-tailed beast mode. Kinkaku and his 9-tailed chakra form should also be right around here, as he was clearly the strongest person on the battlefield. Which...
Why? I think he just thinks that if anything has a tail on it, that means it's relative. So, you know that filler where Yagra fights Itachi? Might as well put him here too. So, he had some tails on him, man. Any tail beast form, that just means you're relative to this tier.
Which included Darui, Kintsuchi, and Choso, who needed the final 6 paths treasure tool and teamwork to subdue him. Kakazu, Dan, and Asuma were all on the battlefield as enemies, and were considered less of a threat. Kinkaku instantly...
Who said they were less of a threat? Granted, they probably are, but who said that?
Kakazu, Dan, and Asuma were all on the battlefield as enemies, and were considered less of a threat.
Kakuzu was just out there dodging Darui and shit.
Kakazu
yeah.
undid Shikamaru Shadow
and he was
Possession,
just grabbing like weak ass hearts.
Yeah.
which is another way you can scale him above Kakazu in power, since Kakazu had to use tactics to break free. There is a character on the battlefield who I think ended up
I actually think that's spitting. That's fine.
surpassing Kinkaku, and that meat-loving man is
I do think Kinkaku is stronger than Kakuzu for clarification. It's just pretty evident with the stuff he did. So, he's probably faster than him too, because of the Tobirama stuff.
He achieved his butterfly form without the need
People sleep on Kinkaku and Genkaku as if they're like weak or something. So,
to give any pills, which means it
good to
doesn't
give
hurt
them
any
respect.
second. And in this form, he was able to one-shot Asuma and literally stomp Kakazu.
He just was holding him down. We don't actually see what happens in between there, who defeated him.
Kakashi's a character who's seen a lot.
Darwi's right there too, so could have easily been Darwi.
Oh man, we're back to the freaking like
Oh,
little stat blocks.
Oh man, we're back to the first data book, buddy.
One-shot Asuma and literally stomp Kakuzu.
We're in the war arc scaling, and we're back to the first data book. That just kind of makes me think this guy doesn't think there's a jump in power between the war arc and the rest of the series. So, he doesn't think there was a power cliff right there.
Also,
Kakashi's
also like the difference between the data books is like is obviously the data books were made when only a certain amount of chapters have come out, so they are only limited to a certain amount of information they're capable of giving out, and that would mean that only certain information would be limited to those chapters only.
Yeah.
And not anything beyond that. So
exactly.
The character's seen a lot of growth throughout the series. In the flashback where he gained the Sharingan, he had just become a Jonin at the age of 12, and he would have likely been near the bottom of the low Jonin tier before he got the Sharingan, as he had trouble with some enemy Jonin.
Jonin argument sucks because Jonin does not mean that you actually scale to other Jonin. It just means your title. It's your leaf title. There's Jonin that are suck, and there's Jonin that are really good. Yamato is a Jonin. 8th Gate Guy is a Jonin. Okay? There's a little bit of a difference in power there, if you ask me. So, yeah, just being a Jonin doesn't necessarily mean anything.
After acquiring the Sharingan, he gained the ability to properly use Chidori, managing to kill one of those Jonin in a fair 1v1. And would likely...
No, not a Jonin! He killed a Jonin! Surfbone! He killed a Jonin, man! He's OP!
man, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds
What?
me of when Swag was making his tier list, and he put like when Kid Obito, when he first unlocks the Mangekyo Sharingan, and it's like his only feat is like taking down random blood mist shinobi, and it's just like, oh, but they're like super high joke.
Yeah.
It's like they don't do anything other than get utterly stomped on by Obito. Like that's their only feat. So how does that
Yeah.
suddenly mean that Obito's like that far up? And it's like this kind of same level.
Yeah, it's like the same kind of argumentation.
be in mid-Jonin tier at that time. Sometime after this, he manages to cut lightning with his Chidori, which gives it the nickname Lightning Blade. And his Sharingan allows him to copy any jutsu, which got him the nickname the Copy Ninja. During the beginning of Part 1, he'd be at the top of the high Jonin tier, as he was clearly above Zabuza, defeating him twice, was stated to be above Asuma in the databook, and has higher total stats than anyone in that tier.
I mean, yeah, you scaled him in Part 1 pretty validly. He's the best Jonin. Yeah, I agree.
During the tuning exams, he started training again and said that he let his body get weak. And after that, he arguably started to peak into the low Kage tier, raising his stats even further, saving Asuma and Kurenai from Itachi and Kisame, countering Kisame's water jutsu with his own, and Itachi saying Kisame wouldn't get off scot-free if he sparred with Kakashi.
If you spar with him head away, you won't get away scot-free.
At the beginning of Part 2 with jutsu low Kage tier, raising his stats even further, saving Asuma and Kurenai from Itachi and Kisame, countering Kisame's water jutsu with his own, and Itachi saying Kisame wouldn't get off scot-free.
That Kisame has no feats. This is Part 1 Kisame.
Saving Asuma.
There's 3 years between the gap that we next see Kisame, so I mean,
And
Kisame
again-
could have easily gotten more powerful since then.
And again, Kisame thought that like he was like scared of freaking Jiraiya.
Yeah,
That's
he just
how-
didn't know them. He just knew them by the reputation. He's actually really humble, so I mean, it makes sense.
Let his body get weak.
Yeah.
And after that, he arguably started to peak into the low Kage tier, raising his stats even further, saving Asuma and Kurenai from Itachi and Kisame, countering Kisame's water jutsu with his own, and Itachi saying Kisame wouldn't get off scot-free if he sparred with Kakashi. At the beginning of Part 2 with his
Just sounds like some shit Itachi would say to Kisame to make him not fight.
Mangekyo Sharingan, he's
Oh
definitely into the low
yeah, if Itachi said that, then yeah.
Yeah.
Kisame wouldn't get off scot-free if he sparred with Kakashi. At the beginning of Part 2 with his Mangekyo Sharingan, he's definitely into the low Kage tier, and managed to take off Deidara's arm and stop his explosion. He still lacked control of Kamui at that time, and using it a few times put him out of commission. He was clearly
Yup.
weaker than Kakuzu, but he didn't use his Mangekyo in that fight.
Well, he would have been weaker than him even if he did use his Mangekyo. Strength isn't determined by your Mangekyo yet, because he literally only can use it twice, and then it's over. Like, he might be able to Kamui him, but that wouldn't make him stronger than him anyway. So, Kakuzu was way physically more powerful and way physically faster than Kakashi, and was beating him horribly and was holding back on him initially. I see no reason why Jugon Kakuzu would lose to Kakashi. He probably just murder blitz and one-shot him. Because the one time Kakashi was going to use his Mangekyo on Kakuzu, don't even think he'd entered his Jugon state yet, or whatever, so...
So if he did, things might have turned out differently.
But yeah.
Though I would still put him below Kakuzu at that time.
Even if he did, there's no
By
guarantee
the
that he
time
would
of
have
the
won.
war, Kakashi basically mastered Kamui, being able to accurately
Spin.
use it throughout the war. Though his chakra was restored and amped by Kurama a couple times.
Yep.
Before being amped by Kurama, he was still able to fight against the chakra cloaked Jinchuriki, even being able to cut their chakra arms off the lightning cable.
Wait,
Remember,
a
even
minute. Does that mean that's That's War Art Kakashi?
Yeah.
He's that low?
Yeah.
He's below MS Sasuke?
I'd like to see what MS Sasuke would do to War Art Kakashi.
He's below the 4th Raikage. He's below freaking Tsunade. He's below Jiraiya.
Yep.
Man, oh, man.
Yeah. He's below, like, basically
He's below
everyone in the
Hanzo.
tier that he should not be below. I think he actually beats everyone on this list right now. Unless that's War Art Gar, then we maybe have an argument. But War Art Orochimaru is also interesting, but I still think Kakashi would win.
Below Kakuzu at that time. By the time of the War Arc, Kakashi basically mastered Kamui, being able to accurately use it throughout the war, though his chakra was restored and amped by Kurama a couple times. Before being amped by Kurama, he was still able to fight against the chakra cloaked Jinchuriki, even being able to cut their chakra arms off the lightning cable. And remember, even Orochimaru wasn't able to cut through Naruto's chakra cloak with his Kusanagi sword. With Kamui, I think he could defeat anyone below him, even if they might have more raw power than him like Choji, who's just a bigger target.
Even the Kusanagi blade wasn't able to pierce those chakra arms. I'm sorry, I didn't know that Orochimaru had fought the perfect Jinchuriki. I thought he only fought Four Tails Naruto. Like, why are we scaling Four Tails Naruto to the perfect Jinchuriki? He actually thinks that if he sees red Weaboo warriors over here, like, yep, that's Jinchuriki tier. That's perfect Jinchuriki tier. Yep, he's got a cloak, man. Oh, Kinkaku and Kinkaku, perfect Jinchuriki level. It's Jinchuriki can go into that state whenever they want, right? Like perfect Jinchuriki, they can enter their full cloak state, and that's a lot better than when they weren't perfect Jinchuriki and they were just going into it naturally. Because when the Jinchuriki and the Biju work together, it's directly stated that they become more powerful, and that's because they're working together, obviously, and combining their chakra and strategy and all that jazz. But yeah, there's no reason to consider Four Tails Naruto on the level of the perfect Jinchuriki. He's not a perfect Jinchuriki, so why would he be on their level? He doesn't even have as many tails as them.
With Kamui, I think he could defeat anyone below him, even if they might have more raw power than him like Choji, who's just a bigger target. Danzō would probably be his worst nightmare, as Kakashi has a limited chakra pool, so he might lose against him if Danzō keeps using his Izanagi.
He would just probably, like, Genjutsu Danzō. I don't know if Danzō would be able to stop that. He might be able to, but Danzō just gets murder blitzed by Kakashi either way. And I think Kakashi probably can keep his Raikiri open long enough to cut him in half 12 times. Like,
Here's
I mean,
my question.
he fought every single swordsman off screen and just was like fighting them all with constant Raikiri and Sharingan activation. I think he can probably kill Danzō that many times.
I got a question, Noodles. If Kakashi cut off his arm, his arm of Sharingan, would he still be able to use Izanagi? It's not attached to his body, so how would he be able to use it if he cuts off his arm?
His arm would grow back, but what happens if he just stabs all the Sharingans with like a Raikiri? Like just cuts through his arm, because he might be able to still manipulate it even though it's detached from his body. Maybe, even though there's no proof of that. Yeah, I mean, he might just be able to chop his arm off, man, or just like cut up, like just destroy the Sharingan. But yeah.
Some people might bring up how he fought evenly with Obito, but that was a ploy Obito just set up so Kakashi would destroy the control seal Madara put on his heart. Kakashi's also one of the only characters who even has a chance against Obito due to also having Kamui. At the highest, I think you could argue War Kakashi up a tier, but due to the fact a lot of his good feats are while he was amped by Kurama, and Obito staged his fight with him, I think this spot is more fair.
He wasn't amped by Kurama when he was fighting alongside Minato and reacting to Zetsu. It's KCM2 Minato speed, man. KCM2 Minato speed. So, I don't know if there's any argument to be had there. Also, reacting to the truth-seeking orbs. That may not seem that impressive from a high-tier perspective, but it's a pretty good feat for War Kakashi. So, yeah. I mean, he's got some pretty good feats.
His most powerful jutsu.
And also, you know, just fighting the Jinchuriki is an amazing feat. The perfect Jinchuriki.
The 1,000 Years of Death. His father Sakamo, known as the White Fang, was stated to be stronger than the Sani. However, it's hard to say if he's still stronger than them in their prime.
Then why is he up here?
His only feat's killing himself, which I suppose is impressive considering that means
I guess he's just talking about him because it's Kakashi.
Hard to say if he's still stronger than them in their prime. His only feat's killing himself, which I suppose is impressive considering that means he killed someone above Sani level. But in all seriousness, he should at least be in this tier, and possibly in the tier above. Hanzo was strong enough to hold off Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade at the same time. However, that was when they were far younger, so I don't necessarily think that puts him above them in their primes. Though Jiraiya in his prime still thought it was unbelievable someone could take Hanzo down by themselves. His salamander summon can spew poison gas across the battlefield,
but
which managed
then,
to take out Kankuro and his crew.
We'll pause.
Hmm.
Yeah, but then when Pain literally takes down Hanzo, he literally just says, "Yeah, you're a weak old man. No, and have gone senile. No wonder you were so easy to beat."
Yeah.
His salamander summon
Literally.
can spew poison gas across the battlefield, which managed to take out Kankuro and his crew. He himself is also poisonous due to a venom sac implanted into him, which makes even his breath deadly. But this is usually a non-factor since he wears a mask.
I'm really wondering what speed feat Hanzo has to put him on perfect Jinchuriki level or KCM Naruto level. Because if that's not a thing, Kakashi's probably just gonna chop his head off, man, and run past him and not care about his breath that he keeps in his mask anyway.
As if his own poison sac gets damaged, it's so toxic even with his resistance to it, he would be left vulnerable. With a paper bomb jutsu, he injured a young Nagato while he was rescuing Konan. Mifune was able to match and surpass Hanzo in taijutsu, cutting down the man who had lost his conviction. So I put him one spot higher. Though you could
He lost his conviction, so he wasn't as good back then. Mifune's trash.
argue a prime Hanzo could be
That's like an Edo Tensei Hanzo as well, so he's weakened.
higher than where I placed him. The next three Kage are all very
Yeah, he literally thinks Mifune is gonna walk up to Four Tails Naruto and beat him now. Like, he actually thinks that, so, I mean, I just don't see why Mifune has any AP scaling whatsoever, so I don't know why he would hurt Four Tails Naruto. The Kusanagi blade didn't work on him, man. But yeah.
close to each other, and I think a fight between these three can go any which way. So I just listed them in the order they went down to Madara's wood clone.
This is horrible, bro. This is actually horrible.
It's what?
Alright, you need to bring the Raikage over here, okay? And then you need to bring Tsunade in between those two. So you have this unironically in the reverse.
It's backwards.
Yeah, flip these signs, and then you'll be accurate. Oh my gosh, Tsunade is relative to the Raikage in speed and more powerful than him. So I see no reason why the Raikage would be able to beat Tsunade, especially with her regeneration ability. How would he beat Tsunade? What does he do? He's gonna punch her? Okay, cool. She regenerates. She got a Madara Susanoo blade in her, bro. What's the Raikage gonna do? She's more powerful than him too, so she can tank. She tanks the counter force of her own fist. So how is the Raikage gonna even damage her? Tsunade actually just puts the hands on the Raikage, and he can't do shit about it. As for Gaara, he just flies in the air, and then he just sends a giant sand wave that collapses the entire battlefield, and then he seals them. And there's not anything they can do about that. So,
You just gotta think, who were the two guys that were holding up the big ass meteor that Madara brought on top?
Inoki and Gaara.
Yeah.
If Inoki was on here, then I would say Inoki was the best Kage. But, either way.
Well, luckily it seems like he's not even in this tier, so he has to be in the tier above.
Yeah,
So
he better
I'll
be
say
putting
props
Inoki
to-
higher.
Yeah, so props to Weaboo Warrior for actually not having him in this tier and having him in the tier above.
Yeah.
Like, put some respect on Inoki's name.
Yeah. Just to be clear, though, Kushina seals all of these people, and they can't do shit about it. So, except maybe Gaara. Gaara might actually win. Gaara might seal Kushina. Gaara's got some really good speed feats with the sand, man.
Yeah, I was going to say as well. Speaking of sealing, Gaara would just seal these two.
Yeah, he would just seal them both, and they can't even touch him because he can fly.
Yeah.
What do they do to him? They can't touch him. He's flying. He just floats up into his sand, and he can react to them because he was moving alongside them and like a combo attacking with them. But yeah, let's continue.
Oh, one more thing. Who was the one that saved Sasuke from being killed by the fourth Raikage?
Yeah, Gaara literally
Sasuke-
reacts to the lightning cloak to Raikage with the sand.
He was literally about to freaking drop kick this man into the next dimension, and then Gaara's just like, nah, chill out. I need to talk to Sasuke real quick.
Yeah, Gaara actually just reacted to the lightning cloak to Raikage mid-strike and blocked him with his sand while being across the room. So, yes, Gaara's fast enough to tag both of them with his sand. He's fast enough to tag Deidara with his sand, so not surprising, and he can seal both of them, and there's nothing they can do about that.
Gaara at the beginning of part 2 was already extremely powerful, being able to lift a copious amount of sand from the desert and give Deidara a hard time. At that point in time, I believe he would be right around where I put Rasa, as I think he should be right under Deidara due to the reasons I already listed when talking about
Why? hold on. He just said Gaara should, at that time, should be right around Rasa's level. Rasa was relative to War Art Gaara. So why is War Art Gaara relative to early... Man, I don't get it. Like, early Part 2 Gaara. Oh, man. Gaara had the environmental advantage. Deidara needed to capture Gaara alive. Deidara only brought one bag of detonating clay. I don't care about any of this. Gaara still tanked his strongest bomb, the C3. So, that doesn't matter to me. The C3 was completely withstood by Gaara's sand. Gaara could produce a large amount of sand to block himself in anyway. There's no reason that I think that, like, he literally did it mid-fight against, what's that dude's name? Bone Man. Kimimaro. So, yeah.
About him. During the 5 Kage Summit, he managed to react to and block the Raikage's attack meant for Sasuke. In the war, he defeated his father pretty easily, with Rasa saying his stand was even stronger than when he was in full Shukaku mode, and that Gaara surpassed him long ago. Tsunade is known for her incredible strength that was confirmed.
He wasn't talking about in strength. He was saying, you surpassed me long ago.
He was in full Shukaku mode, and that Gaara surpassed him long ago. Tsunade is known for her incredible strength that was confirmed to be higher than the Raikage's, and aside from her almost killed Jiraiya in the past. Her most impressive scaling feat is breaking Madara Susanoo, and her most impressive visual feat is stabbing Gamabunta's sword into Manda's head. She's a master medical ninja, and with her power of mitotic regeneration, she can almost instantly regenerate serious wounds.
Meiotic.
Which allowed her to get right back up after being hit by Madara's Yasuke beads, which required Gaara's sand and Inoki's golem to previously block. She can also summon the giant slug Katsuyu.
It didn't require that. It just did block it. They just both added that on just in case.
She can also summon the giant slug Katsuyu, who can spit acid and help heal her. Katsuyu is also worth mentioning, as even though she seemed like the weakest of the 3 Sannin summons, Tsunade only ever summoned a small portion of her, as it would require far too much chakra to summon her entire body. Even 2 100 healing adepts can only summon 1/10 of Katsuyu, and just that portion of her body was clearly dwarfing the mountain ranges in the same panel. So just imagine how her full size is 10 times bigger than that. At that size, she should be able to dissolve mountain ranges away with her acid, and her body can split up into pieces if attacked, making her almost impossible
That's pretty
to kill.
cool.
She could honestly even defeat most of the tailed beasts, though even at full
Okay, you need to chill out, you warrior. she may be a fat slug, but she ain't
She's not gonna get. I just don't know what she would do to like a Kurama Biju bomb or like an 8 Tails Biju bomb. Like, yeah, she's a couple she's like mountain range size, right? That's dope. What happens when they just keep blowing her apart until she just doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah, like, does Weaboo Warrior forget the fact that, like, when Madara was using Kurama against Hashirama, he was literally spitting out, like, Biju bombs like he was like a machine gun?
Yeah, they all can do that. So they would just be like, all right, Katsuyu, time to die. Zzz, like, and just vaporize.
powerful size. 10 times bigger than that.
The only one she could deal with is the One Tails. No.
At that size, she should be able to dissolve mountain ranges away with her acid, and her body can split up into pieces if attacked, making her almost impossible to kill. She could honestly even defeat most of the tailed beasts, though even at full size, she would clearly still fit in the crater created by the charged up.
She just wouldn't damage any of them.
From the 8 and 9 tails.
Okay, yeah.
So full power 9 tails should, though even at full size, she would clearly still fit in the crater created by the charged up beast bumps from the 8 and 9 tails. So a full power 9 tails should definitely have the power to defeat her.
Due to this, I believe Katsuyu's full body would probably be somewhere in the high Kage tier.
The 4th Raikage may not hit as hard as Tsunade, but he hits hard enough considering he's
Sasori would just poison her and she'd be dead.
through Sasuke's Susanoo.
Hold on.
Tier.
The 4th Raikage may not hit as hard as Tsunade, but he hits hard enough considering he can crack through Sasuke's Susanoo at the 5 Kage Summit.
That's quite a
He's faster
downgrade.
than Tsunade and can pretty much blitz Mangekyo Sasuke. Tsunade hit even harder than him when he was weighted by Onoki's jutsu, so you could argue she could win if she lands a hit. But the Raikage's armor was so durable, Sasuke's lightning enhanced Kusanagi sword bounced off of him.
Yeah, and that's weaker than Tsunade's punch. So.
And Itadori only barely penetrated him. Tsunade might not even be able to tag him in the first place, so he would probably either outspeed and kill her, or she will regenerate and the Raikage will eventually outlast her.
She would regenerate in the Raikage would outlast her. How is that outlasting if she's the one regenerating and has all that chakra stored up? For like, 6 years or whatever it was? So, yeah, how is the Raikage gonna outlast her? And I don't get it, bro. Like, the only thing you can maybe say is, like, Sasuke's Chidori cut through the 8 tails, right? You know who else could cut through the 8 tails? The Raikage. As a Jonin, could cut through the 8 tails. Okay? Tsunade is more powerful than the Raikage as an adult in Lightning Cloak 2 while being amplified by Inoki. Who has the better scaling right there? So, I mean, yeah, cool. Like, the Chidori's best feat that Sasuke has at that time is cutting through an 8 tails tail. That's great. but that's not as good as Tsunade scaling still. So,
As he
no, there's no reason that the Raikage's lightning armor should be able to tank a blow from Tsunade.
He was going to run out of stamina before him. And he's also stated to have Biju level chakra. Kisame is known as the tailless tailed beast due to his Jinchuriki level chakra volume, and was stated to have the highest amount of chakra in the Akatsuki. He also has Samehada, the most terrible of the 7 blades, that he can fuse with to become like a Biju, putting out Jinchuriki level power. Samehada also has the ability to...
Why? Okay, so if he's putting out Jinchuriki level power, why is the Jinchuriki like Four Tails Naruto level? And then you have Kisame up here.
7 blades, that he can fuse with to become like a Biju, putting out Jinchuriki level power. Samehada also has the ability to suck the chakra from his enemies, so the stronger his opponent is, the stronger he becomes. Even without the sword, he can suck his opponent's chakra, both with physical contact and with his jutsu. I put him above the Raikage as he would have beaten Killer B if 8 Tails didn't lend him chakra. So the Raikage, who is weaker than base B, should also lose to him. B, even with his 8 Tails...
That was Lightning Cloak 1, but yeah, he's spitting right now.
Chakra. So the Raikage, who is weaker than base B, should also lose to him. B, even with his 8 Tailed version 2 cloak, can permanently put Kisame down, though Kisame was blitzed and mortally wounded, and Samehada had to use Beast chakra to heal him. Kisame's most dangerous jutsu is his mountainside...
We don't know what chakra he used.
Drains the chakra from his opponents caught within. It's almost impossible to get out of it, as it moves along with Kisame, and he can move even faster than version 2 cloaked B while in the water. He actually ended up defeating B, but he doesn't necessarily scale to him since he didn't go full beast mode due to Sabu and Ponta in the vicinity. And Kisame counters B with his ability
Scales the version 1B.
to get stronger based off the power of his opponent. Base Jiraiya is one of the legendary Sannin and has the ability to summon Gamabunta, the equally powerful Gamakin, and the equally big and likely strong Gama Hero,
None of those have scaling.
who have the power to fight back against tailed beasts.
You mean the weakened Shikaku? That Shikaku was weakened, and that's an air bullet. That's not even a Bichi bomb. And then and then Gamabunta said that he would die by another air bullet if he got hit by one. So, what's up?
Yeah, well, I was just about to repeat exactly what you said. So
The whole Gamabunta water bullet thing.
yeah,
Yeah. That's a weakened Shikaku. Directly stated that he was growing stronger as the fight went on. And that air bullet or whatever. That's an anime-only statement to clarify, but he's using anime statements, so he can't discredit it. There's just a direct anime statement that the Shikaku was weakened. And the air bullets that he was using are not BG bombs. They're not as strong as a BG bomb. They don't have any scaling. So the only scaling Gamabunta has is to nearly getting one shot by a random air bullet from a weakened Shikaku.
yeah. Someone said like Gamabunta literally got one shot by Pain, and then save attack Naruto tanked.
Base Naruto tanked it. Same attack.
Likely strong Gama Hero, who have the power to fight back against
So base Naruto should be right here, is what he's saying.
tailed beasts. He can perform powerful combo jutsus with Gamabunta that span a wide area, and can do
Cool.
so without him as well.
Sounds like
Pretty trash, to be honest.
He seems pretty confident
Yeah.
he could kill Tsunade if he had to, and that span a wide area. He can do so without him as well. He seems pretty confident.
Why is it purple?
personally hunt you down and kill you.
This seems like a Jiraiya
Yeah.
meme. But either way, that doesn't mean Jiraiya doesn't... It's just Jiraiya, like, threatening her that he's going to kill her if she does something dumb. But I don't think that necessarily proves that he even knows about Meiotic Generation Tsunade. He's probably saying that about base Tsunade. He doesn't know how strong Meiotic Generation Tsunade is. Why would he?
He could kill Tsunade if he had to, and Kisame didn't seem very confident about taking him on. This is backed up when Jiraiya's smaller summoned Gamma blocked an attack.
Kisame was just being humble in that Kisame also has no scaling, so we don't know how confident he was back then or how strong he was back then. All his feats come in part 2.
Had to, and Kisame didn't seem very confident about taking him.
Gaara next Jiraiya, spitting. Deidara, again, like I brought this up in a few streams ago when we reacted to Swag's Jiraiya video. Can someone tell me a speed feat that Jiraiya has? Can someone tell me why Deidara doesn't just drop a bomb on Jiraiya and he dies? Like, anyone?
Then he just drops a bomb on any of his toads and they die.
Yeah, like, what just happens when Deidara does that?
Yeah, what happens when... Imagine if it was, like, a scenario was switched where Jiraiya was trying to defend the Leaf Village, and then Deidara was like, you know what, fuck the Leaf Village, drops the C2 or whatever.
C3, yeah.
The C3, and then it's like, toads.
Alright, Toads,
Block
I'm
it.
summoning you so you die too. Like,
Yeah. It's like, okay, they die, Jiraiya dies, everyone dies. Like, it's like, no.
This is backed
Yeah.
up when Jiraiya
Jiraiya got speed blitzed by everyone he fought, so I couldn't tell you. I mean, you're just spitting, man. Like,
smaller summoned
he
Gamma
didn't do
blocked an attack
anything.
with Kisame. His toad mouth trap forced him to run, seemingly freaking him out when the walls were closing in on him. And when asking why they had to retreat,
Part 1, Kisame.
Kisame implied with Itachi's power they could have done something, but did
Reacting to pain. No, not pain. He also got speed blitzed by pain. So, it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, if you want to say Sage Mode Jiraiya is relative to pain, that's great, because pain's only relative to base Naruto and speed, so.
didn't mention his own power.
Oh.
And Itachi had to resort to Amaterasu to break out, which puts a huge amount of strength that they could have done something, but didn't mention his own power. And Itachi had to resort to Amaterasu to break out, which puts a huge amount of strain on him.
There's no need to be impatient. Foreseeable future for not only the Tsukiyomi Nightmare Realm, but I was forced to use the Amaterasu as well.
Itachi-
Yeah, as if Itachi's actually going all out here trying to kill Jiraiya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same Itachi that literally Kakashi said, and there have been multiple instances during their first fight that Itachi could have easily just took them all out, but it was choosing not to do so.
Yeah. Itachi was holding back pretty hard. I mean, it's just evident because why would he want to kill Jiraiya, who's a very valuable asset to the Leaf Village, when Itachi's sole goal is protecting the Leaf Village?
And like he's basically just being a spy for the Akatsuki. So
Yeah.
has he even killed a Leaf? Like when he became an Akatsuki member, has he ever killed a Leaf Shinobi?
He killed the Jonin that were like following him outside the Leaf Village, but that was it. And that was like right after he did the massacre. So they said that they needed to pursue him or whatever.
Even
Yeah,
his force-
well, I guess that's like I was saying after he joined the Akatsuki, so I guess that would
Yeah.
technically not count. So
Yeah, Itachi was holding back and acting in part 1. Itachi just wanted to see that Sasuke was alive and to remind Danzō that he's alive. That way Danzō didn't get any ideas about Sasuke.
Itachi may not have wanted to fight Jiraiya since he was a double agent, so you could
Yes.
question his statement when he basically said Jiraiya was about equal to him, but he would have had no reason to not break out of Jiraiya's trap without Amaterasu if he could have. Jiraiya could likely deal with Kasame's giant water prison as well, considering he can summon giant toads almost the size of it that should be good swimmers, or he could just reverse.
What happens when Kisame just blitzes Jiraiya and then takes all of his chakra immediately?
yeah,
Like, does anything stop him from doing that? He can literally whack version 1 Killer Bee. What speed scaling does Jiraiya have to that? Base Killer Bee can keep up with KCM Naruto.
Summon himself out of it or hide in his barrier jutsu. Jiraiya also had the power to turn people, including trained ninja, into frogs. So
If you use Cursed Urashiki scaling Jiraiya's OP, that's actually facts. I don't know. I haven't watched Boruto yet, so I can't really comment on it, though. But I kind of know what you're talking about.
if they have a transformation resistant feat, or a princess to kiss them, I can just argue he turns anyone below him into a frog. Orochimaru is Jiraiya's rival, so it should be no surprise he's right next to him. They are of similar power, but Orochimaru is almost impossible to kill. Has poison resistance, genius level intellect, and one of the most powerful jutsu there is, Edo Tensei. If he summons the right characters, he could easily be in the tier above.
Oh, we're summoning characters, man? He could summon Tobirama during the war arc. Like, there we go. There we go. That's all we needed.
Now, let's hope he's not referring to Ed like.
Oh, he is.
Ed,
Listen to what he says.
Most powerful jutsu
Well, he
there
talks
is,
about
Edo
war.
Tensei. If he summons the right characters, he could easily be
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But
But the only summons we've seen him control in battle are a weakened version of the first and second Hokage, and the third Kazekage in canon. With the third Kazekage summon, he seems pretty confident he could defeat Sasori and Deidara at the same time. And with the first and second Hokage, he forced Hiruzen into using a life-sacrificing jutsu, which only managed to take Orochimaru's arms. Because of that, for most of the rest of the series, Orochimaru was weakened, but he was still able to hold his own against Tsunade, a drugged Jiraiya, and four-tailed Naruto. He can summon hordes of powerful snakes, with his most powerful being Manda, who was clearly stronger than Gamabunta and the amount of Patsuyu Tsunade could summon. Sasuke managed to defeat Orochimaru while he was on his deathbed, but it was confirmed twice he only lost due to being weakened. And technically Orochimaru kinda won that fight as the poison leaking from his cut-up body paralyzed Sasuke, and Orochimaru only lost due to trying to take over Sasuke's body. Orochimaru almost takes over Sasuke's body later, and he releases a powerful serpent jutsu that fights back against Itachi Susanoo. Orochimaru even says a strike from the Susanoo is puny and can't take the likes of him down. It did, but that was only because it was the sealing Kotsuka blade, not due to the power of the strike. When he took over a white Zetsu body, he became strong enough to suppress an almost full power Edo Tobirama.
I don't know why
Okay,
Orochimaru.
so we are including freaking War Orochimaru then.
Yeah, if we're including that, then he can summon Tobirama and bind him physically, because he has Hashirama cells. He got amped. His control is better now. So he can unironically summon Tobirama and body every single character he said on the list so far, and probably will say for a few tiers. Nice.
Not due to the power of the strike. When he took over a white Zetsu body, he became strong enough to suppress an almost full power Edo Tobirama. However, whether you can use that to scale Orochimaru above him is questionable. In the war arc, he
No, you
doesn't have any
can't.
feats, but he did block a root from the God Tree and temporarily paralyze Guru Guru with a curse mark. The third Hokage Hiruzen was able to give Orochimaru, with the help of Edo Hashirama and Tobirama, a real run for his money, even though he was weakened due to his old age. With his summoned Monkey King Enma, who can turn into a staff, he was able to push the Nine Tails out of the village and outduel Orochimaru. Orochimaru admitted if Hiruzen was 10 years younger, he might have been able to kill him. When he was brought back as an Edo during the war, he no longer had the problem of his diminished chakra due to his old age, and was powerful enough to match every single nature type from Guru with his shadow clones, which is something Mifune had no idea how to counter, even with all the ninja, including 4 of the 5 Kage who were there by his side. To be fair, they were all extremely low on chakra, but Hiruzen had the reputation for being the strongest Kage of his time. Plus he has a bunch of good feats during the war, like destroying God Tree roots that were overwhelming Bichu Sage Mode Naruto that even Tobirama could save him from. And while he was still tagged, he clearly partially reacted to Berserk 6 past Obito's attack. So I think this placement for Hiruzen is extremely fair. He can even be up a tier, since him being the strongest Kage at the time would put him above Onoki, and the databook says his talent surpasses Tobirama's. Though more talent doesn't necessarily mean more powerful overall. Sasuke, after unlocking the Mangekyo Sharingan, is the first to dodge B's 8 tails forms.
Go from Hiruzen and Orochimaru to Mangekyo Sharingan Sasuke.
Necessarily mean more powerful overall.
And then he says like he dodges.
Sasuke, after unlocking the Mangekyo Sharingan, is the first to dodge B's 8 tails form since the Raikage.
He does dodge it, but he specifically says because he read his linear movement. It's called an aim dodge.
Yeah, aim dodge.
Yeah, it's an aim dodge. He's dodging where he's going to be. But yeah.
Would have beat B via Genjutsu if he wasn't a Jinchuriki. He gained the ability of Materasu, which is the black flame which...
B was also just holding back during that fight. It's directly stated multiple times that B was playing around with them. And B also just murdered Blitz's Sasuke multiple times during the fight as well, with the Mangekyo out.
Then started like writing down rap lyrics as they were like fighting, and they're like, "Dude, is this guy serious at all?"
He also, when he gets Amaterasu, hold on.
Which is the black flame which burns until his target is ash. And this attack was strong enough to harm B even in his full 8 tails form.
He substituted Jutsu that for a tentacle that was cut off earlier in the fight. That was just a blitz. The 8 tails didn't actually get harmed by it. That was all something that B put on. He actually just substituted it. Not that it wouldn't be able to hurt the 8 tails. I do think the Amaterasu is strong enough to do that. But I was just pointing out for speed purposes, like B actually did just blitz Sasuke there because he managed to substitute the full 8 tails with a tentacle of the 8 tails. Don't even know how he did that, but that's insane.
B even said Sasuke was probably the toughest guy he ever fought. And he's fought Minato in the past.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. It's almost like Minato has no AP feats.
Yeah, it sounds like Minato should be down here.
Yeah, sounds like you should put Minato below this dude, man.
You can make an argument for Sasuke being above Minato. At the 5 Kage Summit, his base charm...
It was also, like, Jonin Minato, though, wasn't it? It's
Yeah.
Sharingan state was already stated to have chakra thicker and colder than his previous curse-marked second state. After activating his Mangekyo, he was about even with the 4th Raikage. But then he proceeded to power up his Susanoo even further. The combined might have...
He was even to the Raikage? You mean when he got, like, murder chopped by him in the throat and then, like, fell over coughing up blood? And then literally couldn't attack the Raikage a singular time during the fight. The only time the Raikage takes damage is when Sasuke Amaterasu's his own Susanoo. Just in hopes, that the Raikage won't hit him, right? And the Raikage is just like, no, I don't care, and hits him anyway. Like, he literally just hurt himself because he wanted to hurt Sasuke that bad. He was murder blitzing Sasuke. He Liger bombed him into the ground. It was horrible. What's up? What'd you say, Surfbone?
He even, like, he literally mentioned earlier that when fighting Sasuke, first his sword, which was amped by, like, his lightning release, literally bounced off of him. Like, quite literally bounced off of the Raikage.
Yeah.
And then when he Chidori'd him, it barely made a dent in him.
Yeah.
So, he could not harm the Raikage in even the slightest bit.
Yep, like, couldn't react to him physically. The only thing he could do is cast the strongest ninjutsu he has, the Amaterasu, on himself, and pray that the Raikage just wouldn't hit him, and then the Raikage just didn't care and did it anyway, so, but yeah.
Yeah, because he was just uber pissed off, like,
yeah.
Rage-filled, amped.
But then he proceeded to power up his Susanoo even further. The combined might of Gaara, Darui, Tamari, and Kankuro couldn't take him down. He was telling everyone to retreat after Sasuke brought that out, and the Raikage was literally hiding behind a pillar. After the summit, he managed to kill Danzō a dozen times over, and forced Kakashi to use Kamui. His Susanoo evolves even further in those fights, so at the peak of his power, Mangekyo Sasuke definitely deserves to be at the top of this tier.
No, he doesn't deserve to be above Orochimaru, he doesn't deserve to be above Hiruzen, he doesn't deserve to be above Kisame, MS Sasuke versus Tsunade. Tsunade probably just stomps him, honestly. Relative speed to the Raikage. Raikage stomped MS Sasuke on panel Like, we literally saw that fight happen, so I don't know why MS Sasuke is above the Raikage. Gaara would actually just seal Sasuke instantly. Mifune loses, Hanzo loses. Warark Kakashi speed blitzes and one-shots MS Sasuke. Warark Choji, he might get genjutsus. He might.
I was gonna say,
He doesn't have very good speed scaling, so even though he's strong, he's not that fast. So Sasuke might just be able to genjutsu him. But yeah, he would be able to stomp the shit out of him if he actually landed. Danzō saw that fight happen on screen. Kushina would seal him. Zetsu would blitz him.
and Shishi would just lose.
Yeah.
But he had to progress through this tier as he mastered his new abilities. Summoning the high Kage tier, these characters have the ability to destroy large maps through this tier as he mastered his new abilities. Summoning the high Kage tier, these characters have the ability to destroy large mountains to small islands, and should be in the high 3-digit to 4-digit.
Man.
Might Guy in base form was stated to be much faster than Part 1 Kakashi. He's at least at the peak of the high Jonin tier, but could be argued into the bottom of low Kage tier. With the 6th gate, he can strike so fast he can create fireballs, and was able to stomp a 30% chakra Kisame clone, fight on par against the full power Kisame, and fight alongside Kakashi against the Edo Jinchuriki and their Tail Beast version 2 chakra clones.
Yep.
So he should be somewhere in the mid Kage tier. In the 7th gate, he was able to one-shot Kisame.
I was gonna say, go back like a few seconds and then pause.
Right here?
Oh, like when he shows like on the list.
It doesn't. It is blurred out some of the things, so we gotta continue.
So he should be somewhere.
There we go.
Okay.
Is this just all versions of Guy? 7th gate, and we have Pain Arc Naruto above 7th gate Guy. Wow, man. We're going sicko mode in the paint. Guy obliterating Madara Susanoo, don't care. Guy fighting the perfect Jinchuriki that are stronger than Six Tails Naruto, don't care. Guy being able to Kiradora Kisame, who is literally stated to be as strong as a perfect Jinchuriki, don't care about that either, man. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. I'm getting a phone call. Entertain him, Surfbone.
Man, this is quite the list, guys. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions while doesn't he need to prep to summon Tobirama? Yeah, he would need to prep, but still, the fact that he was just saying that he'd be giving them summons would mean that that would mean that Orochimaru would then just have Tobirama or Edo Hashirama. I'm so lost. Why the Kage below Sage Naruto when it's the right Kage alone slap KCM on Naruto? The right Kage didn't slap him. But like that was like a Naruto that was still trying to like get a handle of like the of KCM. And then when he got a handle of it, he then blitzed him. Man, I'm just noticing Surfbone, this Naruto's Rasengan damaging Pain when Pain tanks the Six Tails Biju Bomb. The Rasengan has island level AP. I mean, possibly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
You ready?
Man, Pain's not even on this tier.
I'm so excited to see.
He's not.
He has him below Sage Naruto, bro.
He has freaking all characters. He even has like Minato, like EMS Sasuke, B, Tobirama, KCM Naruto.
He's got a thing for putting Sasuke at the highest tier. Look, bam.
Like
bam.
all these characters, Moo and Gengetsu.
Bro, let's look at
Third Raikage. Why are all these characters below Pain?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense. Inoki would actually just vaporize Pain immediately. Let's look at how many times he put Sasuke at the top of the tier. He's got Sasuke at the top of Genin. Some random dudes in this random throwaway tier. Then he's got Sasuke again at the top of low Jonin. Then he put Sasuke again at the top of mid Jonin. The only difference is he put a part 2 character in a part 1, thing. But besides that, still pretty close to the top. Then he had Sasuke again at mid Kage, and now he has Sasuke again at high Kage. Where's Itachi? Itachi's probably going to be in the next tier.
Yeah.
Not that I disagree with EMS Sasuke necessarily being up here. He's probably higher, honestly. So.
In the mid-Kage tier.
Yeah.
In the 7th gate, he was able to one-shot Kisame, creating a wind blast larger than Turtle Island. Knock back Madara's Susanoo, and fight
Didn't knock back, obliterated it. Madara was buried in rubble with no Susanoo after that. As far as I'm concerned, he obliterated it.
7th gate, he was able to one-shot Kisame, creating a wind blast larger than Turtle Island. Knock back Madara's Susanoo, and fight back against 6 Madara with War Gaara calling his moves inhuman. So he should definitely be in this tier. However, the strain this form puts on his body and his lack of versatility puts him at the bottom. Six-tailed Naruto gave Pain a run for his money, even overpowering his almighty push. He could probably beat 7th gate guy since he can survive his own beast bomb and can just outlast him.
You mean this beast bomb that's not even island level? Perfect, bro.
Guru almighty push. He could probably beat bottom. Six-tailed Naruto gave Pain a run for his money, even overpowering his almighty push. He could probably beat 7th gate guy since he can survive his own beast bomb and can just outlast him. Guru with Yamato inside him.
Pain didn't even damage Six Tails Naruto at all, so.
He used a miniature version of Hashirama's Thousand-Hand Buddha statue, as well as all 5 chakra elements, which he used to hold off a large amount of the Shinobi Alliance, including 4 of the 5 Kage and Mifune. Hiruzen, Orochimaru, and Team Taka gave him trouble, but they still couldn't defeat him, and he lasted until Kage's defeat. His wood style
They were all weakened at that point, but yeah.
and overpower 6-tailed Naruto. The 3rd Raikage was strong enough to stalemate the 8 tails, and nothing could penetrate his lightning armor but his own finger spear, including a
So
Rasen
wait.
Shuriken.
Hold on. So wait, the 3rd Raikage is all the way above here, but the 4th Raikage isn't?
And the 4th Raikage is literally better than the 3rd Raikage.
The 3rd Raikage was strong enough to stalemate the 8 tails, and nothing could penetrate his lightning armor but his own finger spear, including a Rasen Shuriken from a Chroma Cloak Naruto clone.
That literally did actually damage him. He didn't tank it. His lightning cloak was obliterated off of him after he got hit by a Rasen Shuriken, and his skin was cracked all over his body. What does that sound like? It sounds like he's an Edo Tensei and got back up because, you know, he's undead. But he definitely his lightning cloak was completely obliterated by it. So, no, he did not just tank the Rasen Shuriken. He did through the usage of the Edo Tensei, but not in the sense of his durability being that powerful.
He was able to fight 10,000 Shinobi.
You know what this really tells us? It tells us the Rasen Shuriken is really fucking useful in battle.
He put the 3rd Raikage above 7th gate guy. We can take that topic any day of the week. I do not care. That I used to debate this topic back in the day because I thought it was pretty interesting to talk about. It's not, honestly. The more I've looked at it, Guy has more AP than he's ever shown withstanding. Okay, let's just say he's BG level because he stalemated a BG, right? What has ever proved that BG level is going to be enough to stop Guy? Because as far as I'm concerned, you got Kitsuchi down here, man. You got the Raikage right here, and then you have Guy above the Raikage who can literally cut through the 8 tails. Okay? If you think that Guy is above the Raikage who can cut through the 8 tails, why don't you think Guy is above the Raikage who stalemated the 8 tails? No.
Stamina should give him the win over 7th gate guy, and being equal to full 8 tails would likely put him above 6-tailed Naruto.
Oh, what? This man doesn't make sense anymore. Like, I'm actually losing. I don't understand. Okay, why are the perfect Jinchuriki there then? Why are they around 4 tails Naruto tier if perfect Jinchuriki? Man, I don't get it, bro. This is just the 8 tails. This ain't even a perfect Jinchuriki. No.
It is narratively implied Sakura with her 100 healing jutsu during the war surpassed Tsunade, and was on the same level as Naruto with his grade 1
It's
Kurama.
directly stated by Hashirama right here.
Cloak, and narratively implied Sakura with her 100 healing jutsu during the war surpassed Tsunade, and was on the same level as Naruto with his grade 1 Kurama Cloak, and Sasuke with his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan.
That wasn't grade 1. This is talking about, like, Sage of 6 Pads Naruto. Or that might be KCM too. I can't remember which Naruto it is. But either way, this statement is misconstrued by a lot of people. A lot of people think when she says, "Looks like I finally caught up to them. This time we'll fight with our backs to each other." All she's saying is she doesn't want to be useless. Like, she's gonna finally fight alongside them and do something. Because every other time, this is like Sakura's character. Every other time they fought someone major in the series, Sakura sat in the back, scared. Okay? She didn't fight next to them. She didn't fight back to back with them. All she literally did was just sit and cry in a corner. Okay? Now she's not doing that, and she's actually fighting with them, and she's saying, "I finally caught up to them. I can fight with them now." She's not saying she's equal in power to them. Okay? That wouldn't make sense. She doesn't show any feats on that level. She's way worse than them. The best thing she shows is beating up a 10 tails like thing. But yeah, like, no. Naruto should be easily above her in speed and power. They immediately get Sage 6 pads after that. They're constantly growing. They're way more talented than Sakura. There's no, like, from the beginning of the Jubito fight, they weren't even able to react to incomplete Jubito. And at the end of the fight, EMS, Sasuke, and KC and Naruto were reacting to complete Jubito with his Sword of Nunaboku out. Okay, they were growing exponentially faster in that time frame. Sakura has no way of catching up to someone talented like that. Okay, no one even close. So, no, she's not relative to them. What's actually happening is she's just doing something finally. So, I've caught up to them. It's metaphorical, man.
So she should be in the same tier as them. In the last, she's able to be resistant to Genjutsu by Shikamaru, who's also good at countering Genjutsu himself. I believe she can beat the third Raikage because she can heal after being stabbed by him, and can punch hard enough to damage Kage. So she just cracks his skull right through his landing armor after getting pierced.
Spitting with that. She does crack Kage's horn.
So she just cracks his skull right through his landing armor after getting pierced.
Yeah, honestly.
The second Mizukage Gengetsu was so strong, he was accidentally defeating the Shinobi Alliance while trying to tell them how to beat him. He summons a clan that casts Genjutsu on the battlefield, and his Steam Jutsu is too fast for Gaara's Sand and can continuously create powerful explosions. He only ended up losing due to gold being
Dang, that clone is fast, bro.
present on the battlefield. In the past, he and the second Tsuchikage Moo ended up killing each other, so they should be around the same level. But Moo is implied to be stronger by the Shinobi Alliance, and Particle Style is just one of the deadliest jutsu there is, instantly disassembling anything hit by it on an atomic level. I put Inoki between Gengetsu and Moo because he's basically the same as Moo, except Moo's also a sensor ninja, can split his body into two, and can turn invisible. Inoki can change the weight of objects, making them lighter or heavier, and can use this power to fly. He can even use it to carry Turtle Island and stop Madara's meteor with the help of Gaara. In the fight with Madara...
Now I want you to tell me what Jiraiya is going to do to that.
He performed the best by far in comparison to the other Kage.
So a lot of people
What
think...
does he do to what does he do to Particle
Considering his reaction
Style?
speed's on par with the fourth Raikage, so he can react with the fourth Raikage's increased speed from his length border jutsu, he should be able to one-shot anyone from the tier below with his atomic dismantling jutsu. He would have done it to Mangekyo Sasuke if Obito hadn't saved him. Deidara said he was faster than he was in his prime, so you could argue Hiruzen's statement of being the strongest Kage in his time would no longer apply to old Inoki. Who was the only reanimated Kage to dodge Gaara's Sand? He stated he could easily solo the Shinobi forces at a desert, and that Inoki was the only one who could stop him. But that even he would need Gaara's help. I believe these feats and statements solidify his and Inoki's placements here.
Now, what is that dude gonna lose to Jiraiya for?
Sage Jiraiya was able to take down 3 pain bodies. With Pod
Cool.
no way he could have gotten that far. And Pain even admitted Jiraiya.
It's almost like he needed help from the Toads to do that too, though. The, Mom and Pa with their Genjutsu, that he had to argue about using the jutsu even. Like, it's not something they would normally use. The only reason they used it is because the entire world was on the line. So, yeah.
It sounds like they'll like be arguing about like Jiraiya goes Sage mode. He's like, oh, we should use that jutsu. They start arguing, and then Inoki's like, okay, it will, like, either like Moo or Inoki would just like, okay, while you argue, I'm just gonna particle style and kill you.
Yeah. Inoki's able to react to amplified Raikage because he amps him with light boulder jutsu, and right before the Raikage punches Madara, he heavy boulders jutsu, meaning he can react to an Inoki amped Raikage's speed. So, he should be way faster than Jiraiya, because the Raikage in base is faster than Jiraiya, and he should just be able to particle style the entire battlefield and just kill Jiraiya instantly. But yeah.
To take down 3 pain bodies. With Pa stating nobody but him could have gotten that far. And Pain even admitted Jiraiya would have won if he knew his secrets ahead of time. He comes with the Sage Toads Ma and Pa, who are extremely powerful in their own right, and can perform the Genjutsu Frog Saw, which paralyzes their enemies and leads to easy kills. Sage Mode should give him the sensing abilities and reaction speed needed to avoid being killed by the characters below him in time to get Frog Song off the way. Sage Mode Naruto is stated to have surpassed Jiraiya. He used the Rasen Shuriken without consequence in this form. He defeated multiple Paths of Pain, the third Raikage, and could even give 50% Kurama some trouble, overpowering him with the help of his mother. It may have been implied that Sage Mode has greater reaction speed than his Kurama Cloak mode, but his Kurama Cloak mode should have greater movement speed since he could barely control it at first. He also said he was much more powerful than when he fought Pain while using it. Plus, it doesn't have a time limit and has a far greater chakra pool, being able to send out multiple clones across the battlefields, each one easily having at least mid-Kage level power. Minato was the fastest...
Hold on. So he acknowledges this argument, right?
...reaction speed needed to avoid being killed by the characters below him in time to get Frog Song off the way. Sage Mode Naruto...
He says...
Naruto is stated to have surpassed Jiraiya, and can use the Rasen Shuriken without consequence in this form. He defeated multiple Paths of Pain, the third Raikage, and could even give 50% Kurama some trouble, overpowering him with the help of his mother. It may have been implied that Sage Mode has greater reaction speed than his Kurama Cloak mode, but his Kurama Cloak mode should have greater movement speed since he could barely control it.
So he knows about this, right? He knows that Naruto has gotten much faster since then.
At first. He also said he was much more powerful than when he fought Pain while using it.
Yeah.
Plus, it
And
doesn't
there's
have time
that.
limit.
Yeah, so he knows about that, yet he doesn't think there's like a drop-off, like a power cliff.
And has a far greater chakra pool, being able to send out multiple clones across the battlefields, each one easily having at least mid-Kage level power. Minato was the fastest shinobi of his time, and was so deadly he was given a flee on sight order by the other nations.
Ooh.
His body flicker technique was faster than Tobirama's, who was the fastest ninja of his time, which would
It's body flicker, though. It's a specific
And what does
jutsu.
Minato? Man, what does Minato do when, like, KCM Naruto is like Rasen Shuriken? Bye bye, Minato.
Yeah. Basically. I don't know.
include Madara and Hashirama. If his raw speed wasn't enough, he could also teleport with the Flying Raijin technique, which allowed him to get the upper hand on the 4th Raikage and defeat Teenage Obito, who was implied to be above Pain, and that only Naruto with Kurama under his control could defeat him. This should already place Minato above everyone except maybe Kurama Cloak Naruto.
Where's
He
Pain?
has a similar speed to Minato, has the Rasen Shuriken, which was stronger than any of Minato's jutsu, and has more chakra. However, I think Minato's Flying Raijin skill and experience will give him the edge over the sun.
Hell
He also
no.
has
No, Naruto would tank everything Minato has, and then he would just punch him in the face, and he would die.
I just said Tobirama
And also his Sage Mode's bad, because he can't maintain it for very long, directly stated.
and experience will give him the edge over his son. He also has Sage Mode. I just said Tobirama had inferior body flicker than Minato, and it was also stated Minato surpassed him in the Flying Raijin. But I put Tobirama higher, as I think he's actually superior in other areas that are more relevant. He was able to plant multiple paper bombs on Berserk 6 Paths Obito, and teleport
Spittin'.
away an attack from controlled 6 Paths Obito before Chroma Cloak Minato could. He's the one who created the Edo Tensei jutsu,
Fact.
and has a continuously exploding paper bomb jutsu that can be comboed with it. Him flexing his chakra intimidated everyone in the room besides Hashirama, including Minato, Hiruzen, Orochimaru, and Sasuke with the Eternal Manga Kyo-Sharingan. Minato even called Tobirama and Hashirama's flex off incredible. Tobirama is also a sensory ninja with better sensory abilities than Hashirama. So unless you think having better sensory abilities and speed than Hashirama makes Tobirama above him, you can't just say Minato's above Tobirama for having better body flicker or teleportation.
Yep.
Tobirama's greater reaction speed and attack
Spittin'.
arsenal gives him the win in my opinion. Sage
Spitting.
mode is one thing that might push Minato above Tobirama.
But even Minato himself said he wasn't very good at it. It takes him a long time to.
I don't think Sage Mode would put him above Tobirama in the slightest, but
This is one thing
regardless.
that might push Minato above Tobirama.
But even Minato himself said he wasn't very good at it. It takes him a long time to build up the chakra necessary to enter the form. He can't maintain it long, and he barely has any real combat experience with it. So Tobirama should remain above him in my humble opinion.
Killer Bee, even in just his base form, surpassed the 4th Raikage. But since he would have lost to Kisame without 18,
That was Lightning
he would go
Cloak
right in
1.
between them. In his cloaked forms, he would be somewhere above Kisame, but below the 3rd Raikage, since he's even with a full power too.
Why is the 8 tape? Hold on, man. Hold on. Run that back.
Wait, yeah, look at
It's
this. Look at
close
this.
form,
Look at this. Wait, go back to that. Did you just see, like, he had, like, Kisame, like, all the way down
As a
there?
Jinchuriki, he's even stronger than the
Hold
18.
on, let's
And should have more
listen.
power than anyone below him. He also has the reaction speed to deal with Minato, so I think he should go right above him and Tobirama.
That was Jonin Minato.
Sasuke with his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan can use
Hold on, I gotta go back, man. What's happening?
somewhere above Kisame, but below the 3rd Raikage without 8 tails, he would go right in between them. In his cloaked forms, he would be somewhere above Kisame.
Version Cloak 1 got reacted to by Kisame, so that's just not
He
true.
literally showed it on screen.
Yeah, Kisame literally, like, tagged the shit out of him and took all of his chakra. It took version 2 to blitz him.
But below the 3rd Raikage.
Version 2, perfect Jinchuriki B is below the Raikage. For why? Why? What did he do that puts him on a perfect Jinchuriki level? Did he fight a Biju without a Jinchuriki? Fantastic.
Since he's even with a full power 8 tails. In his full 8 tails form, as a Jinchuriki, he's even stronger than the 8 tails alone, and should have more power than anyone below him. He also has the reaction speed to deal with
What the fuck did he just say again?
as a Jinchuriki, he's even
3 Tails was much weaker for lacking a Jinchuriki and not having enough control to control its power. Why is he posting that statement? And then just immediately, like, scaling the Raikage above a base Biju and putting that base Biju above a perfect Jinchuriki. Does that make any sense whatsoever?
stronger than the 3rd Raikage. Since
Look, he's literally putting the Raikage equal to a base Biju and then putting that same Raikage above...
in his cloaked form,
hold on.
he would be somewhere above Kisame, but below the 3rd Raikage.
Dog, how? Why is perfect Jinchuriki B below the Raikage, and then the Raikage is equal to a base Biju that you then post a statement for
In his full 8 tails form, as a Jinchuriki,
that the Jinchuriki are make them more powerful?
he's even stronger than the 8 tails alone, and should have more power than anyone below him. He also has the reaction speed to deal with Minato, so I think he should go right above him and Tobirama. Sasuke with his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan can use all of his Mangekyo abilities without any repercussion.
I want to see why Pain beats EMS Sasuke. I want to know. How you're saying that, buddy. I just want to hear it. Like,
Oh, no.
let's see how Pain is gonna beat EMS Sasuke.
You
Okay.
could argue Tobirama's above him since he seemingly intimidated Sasuke Sasuke, but I think Sasuke grew throughout the war, and seemingly even unlocked the perfect Susanoo in his fight with Obito. Even if he can't use the perfect Susanoo without combining with Naruto, he still managed to push back and stab blind Sage Mode Madara, who was able to blitz Sage Mode Naruto before even gaining Sage Mode himself. So that should put Sasuke quite a bit above Sage Mode Naruto. His Susanoo gives him one of the best defenses there is, and he can now spam Amaterasu, so he's practically untouchable and can kill almost anyone. Plus he has powerful Genjutsu. With his Sage Susanoo and the amp he got from Kurama, he would be in the tier above. And
That's
if
a
he
full
truly
body
can't use the perfect
Susanoo.
On his own, he would likely be there as well. Summoning the God of Shinobi tier, these characters have the power to destroy large islands and small countries, and can fight at 4-digit Mach with sub-relativistic speeds.
Oh man, the Raikage light speed statement must be confusing to him.
So I'm guessing he's just only gonna have Nagato there and not Pain.
I guess he thinks Nagato and Pain are the same power.
Well, let's see what he says.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
this chick doing, man? Oh man.
Yeah, what's he? What?
I don't
what
even
are the
know.
movie characters doing here?
Yeah. Nagato below Sage Kabuto. He watched that swag video too, huh?
Oh boy.
Yeah, Kabuto does beat up Nagato. K-Seam 2, Naruto above
Also,
Kabuto. Yeah, that's fine. What's up?
If this is including EMS, why is Nagato above Itachi?
We'll get there.
They have incredible
Man,
abilities that allow
I know it's a whole ass debate, but come on, man.
they fight at 4-digit
Yeah.
Mach with sub-relativistic speeds. Either that or they
Alright, well, let me look at this again.
Sub-relativistic.
Okay, we got Madara, then we got Hashirama, then we got the Ten Tails that Hashirama was holding down, by the way. Then we got the full Ten Tails that Hashirama was holding down, by the way. And then we have Jubito. Yeah, spitting with that one. Then we got Rinnegan, Hashirama revived Madara. I agree.
have incredible abilities that allow them to fight on this level.
Not
Characters
Rinnegan.
are from the Sasuke Book of
Yeah.
Sunrise novel that was adapted into Shippuden episodes 484 through 488. It honestly feels
yeah.
weird putting these characters this high, but they kind of have to be in this tier since they were able to somewhat challenge a post-war arc Sasuke with the Rinnegan. Fushin was able to crit
Post-war arc Sasuke with the Rinnegan, and that puts them here. Hold on. You said post-war.
Fushin was able to crit
What the fuck? Did they scale to Sasuke? Because if they do, they not there, man. They way higher.
the tornado that could even push back Sasuke's perfect Susanoo. The legal lowly Chino as the Ketsu Yugan, which has Sharingan level Genjutsu, which allowed her to easily defeat Fushin, and even forced Sasuke to use his Mangekyo to get out of it. Her eyes also let her manipulate blood, and she can use this power to create blood dragons or turn people into living bombs just by touching them. She was under Sasuke's Genjutsu for the entire final fight, so you could argue she should be placed much lower in raw power, but she can basically just Genjutsu most of the rest of the verse.
She didn't Genjutsu Sasuke, though. She failed to Genjutsu Sasuke. She thought she Genjutsu Sasuke, and then realized she was in a Genjutsu the whole time. She doesn't scale to Sasuke, so where's her scaling?
Considering in the novel Sasuke told the Raikage only he could counter her Genjutsu.
Okay, so I guess it can Genjutsu the Raikage. Goes beyond Genjutsu. This ability is still an unknown variable. Considering the fact that the ninja went missing, the time warp ducted chains resist. If we approach her carelessly, there will be just new sacrifices. So it would work on the Raikage by Sasuke's thing, and then he says this ability is still an unknown variable. So he doesn't actually know how strong it is. Spitting.
The novel fight was also different, and Sasuke admitted he needed the Susanoo to combat the Blood Dragons, so that would also back her being placed here.
Take this one of the dragon's heads up. This wasn't an opponent he could go up against with naked flesh. Sasuke concentrated his power on his eyes. Susanoo. Okay, I mean, so if she's just got blood dragons that can, like, damage Rinnegan post-war Sasuke, why the fuck is she below KCM2 Naruto, man? or like Nagato.
The majority of the characters above her have more powerful eyes or a tailed beast to break them from Genjutsu, and I refuse to believe these two characters should be higher than any of the characters above. Itachi was a prodigy that surpassed most of the other Uchiha when he was but a child, and killed most of them when he was 13. When he joined the Akatsuki, he easily defeated Orochimaru with Genjutsu, which is what he's known best for. His most powerful Genjutsu is Tsukiyomi, which he used to make Kakashi suffer through 3 days of torture in a single moment. It may have seemed he lost to heavy Sasuke, but he actually planned out everything that happened in that battle and purposefully lost, and that's while he was extremely weakened. He has the Yada Mirror, which can reflect all attacks, and the Tosuka Blade, which can seal any opponent it touches in an infinite Genjutsu prison. With this combination, he's said to be invincible. He used these abilities along with his Susanoo to defeat Orochimaru. When he came back as an Edo, he was able to keep up with Kurama, Cloak, Naruto, and B, and was the MVP in defeating Nagato. Itachi can sacrifice one of his eyes to use the Izanami technique, which places his opponent in a repeating genjutsu loop until they realize who they really are. However, it's not the easiest jutsu to cast. Nagato has the Renegon, which gives him the ability to absorb all chakra, rip out souls, read minds, summon powerful beasts, become part robot, and repel or pull all things. Even as a child, he could accidentally kill Chunin-level ninja. As Pain, Nagato would be in the tier below, somewhere above Six-Tailed Naruto, since he sealed him in his Chewbacca
impressive.
which ripped up an entire mountain range, and forced Naruto to grow more tails. Pain easily defeated Hanzo, and it was stated Guy would only get in Naruto's way when fighting him, so he should be above those.
Okay, as if Katsuyu knows anything about 7th or 8th Gate Guy. What would she know about that? Why would Katsuyu know anything about that? You'll just get in Naruto's way. Yeah, she probably is going to say that after seeing the village get destroyed. You know who she hasn't seen, though? She hasn't seen 7th or 8th Gate Guy. Because you know what? If 8th Gate Guy came out right there, he's not getting in the way. He's obliterating Pain. Like, so she has no idea what she's talking about at all. Literally none.
What? Probably just need 6 Gate to, like, deal with freaking Pain.
Yeah, 6 Gate would blitz in one shot. What would 6 Gate Guy was able to fight the perfect Jinchuriki. You know who didn't do that? Pain. 7th Gate Guy slaps Pain no diff. Yeah, he obliterated Madara Susanoo, man. You know who didn't do that? The Raikage and Tsunade. Like, this is a horrible matchup.
He would probably be below Kurama of Naruto. I'd say
wait.
Oh, man.
Let's see. So he has... So wait, hold on. Sage Naruto was beating Pain's ass the whole time.
Literally every time Naruto was in Sage mode, he was destroying Pain. And Pain directly says he can't... He admit... Like, Naruto says that Pain cannot harm him when he's in Sage mode. Pain can't damage Naruto. He can't react to him. He was getting blitzed and one-shot by him. Why is Pain below Sage Naruto? The only reason Pain beat Sage Naruto is because he ran out of Sage mode. That's why. Like, if he had Sage mode, Sage Naruto's above him. It's kind of like the Baryon mode thing, right? Like, Baryon mode is stronger than Ashiki. He's faster than Ashiki. He's more skilled than Ashiki. He beats Ashiki. The issue is he just doesn't have a very good stamina pool. That's it, though. But besides that, Sage Naruto was destroying Pain the entire time.
Arguably defeated Pain if he didn't have a time limit. And Naruto with his Kurama cloak during the war.
Also, wait, hold on.
What's up?
Like, we gotta think about this real quick. Who he has Pain above?
Anoki.
Right, he has Anoki.
7th Gate Guy.
7th Gate Guy.
Orochimaru. Hashirama Cell to Orochimaru. Kakuzu. Boy's going crazy. I'm seriously wondering what Pain would do to stop 7th... Like, when Minato saw 7th Gate Guy's movements, and this is after he's, like, watched Obito, he's watched, like, Tobirama, you know, he's seen KCM2 Naruto, EMS Sasuke. When Minato saw 7th Gate Guy, he was like, these moves are inhuman. And he's just never seen this shit before, and he's completely shook at what 7th Gate Guy was doing.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. So something I just noticed. Someone pointed out in chat. Look where 6 Tails Naruto is in comparison.
6 Tails Naruto was going bananas, man. What the fuck? He took every...
He's like, why is 6 Naruto so much farther above 6 Tails Naruto?
Yeah.
Man, this man is going insane right now.
He's got Warwick Kakashi below Pain as well. As if Warwick Kakashi wouldn't just murder Kamui every single path of Pain immediately.
Yeah.
What happens there? Gets Kamui. Oh, another path comes up, gets Kamui. Sorry, Raikiri Kamui, dead. Like, there's all of them gone.
Be much stronger than he was when he fought Pain. Pain himself admitted he probably couldn't have defeated Jiraiya if he knew his secret. So you could argue him right under Sage Mode Jiraiya as well. Nagato in person was confirmed to be strong.
Sage Mode Jiraiya was said to have been surpassed by Sage Naruto. Some more scaling to put Sage Naruto above Pain. If you think that Sage Naruto is above Pain, or Sage Jiraiya is above Pain. He also tanked the Almighty Push. Yeah, he tanked everything that Pain had. Pain didn't damage him a singular time.
Stronger than Pain, who was already strong enough to flatten the entire Leaf Village with his Almighty Push. And as an Edo, he was able to defeat...
You know who else flattened a village, or was going to flatten a village? Surfbone. I just want to see if you know this answer.
Wait, repeat the question?
Watch this. Watch what he says real quick.
Who was already strong enough to flatten the entire Leaf Village with his Almighty Push.
You know who else can flatten a village? Deidara.
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 Right.
Yeah, Deidara can.
This literally was about to happen, but Gar literally prevented that from happening.
This is a Deidara level feat right here. So the next time you guys want to talk about Almighty Push, remember Deidara can do that, and then think about how strong this is.
Remember, we're not saying
worse
Deidara
too.
We're not saying Deidara is above pain.
Yeah, we're just saying this feat's not that good.
Yeah, it's not good when there's literally another character who's weaker than Pain that could perform a similar feat.
Way weaker. Like Deidara literally was gonna blow up the entire Sand Village casually, and wasn't even his strongest bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, it was C3, second strongest bomb, but yeah.
Yeah.
And as an Edo, he was able to defeat Chroma Club Naruto and be at the same time. And it took those two.
Facts.
He didn't
Yeah, he didn't defeat them. That's after he absorbs Beast Chakra.
And as an Edo, he was able to defeat.
So you see how his hair is red? His hair only becomes red during the War Arc after he takes Beast Chakra.
Chroma Club Naruto and be at the same time. And it took those two plus Itachi firing their strongest moves to counter his planetary devastation.
His planetary devastation didn't necessarily require all three of them. They just fired all three of them to have the best chance. I made this argument earlier. Required doesn't mean... Didn't actually prove that it required that many. That's just what they fired at it. So...
Kabuto took in the abilities of Orochimaru, Suigetsu, Karin, Kimimaro, and the Sound 4, as well as mastered Sage Mode, which allowed him to fight against Itachi and Eternal Mangekyo Sasuke at the same time. His White Extreme Attack was basically a super flash bomb jutsu that makes it so nobody...
Just saying, Itachi was not trying to kill Sage Mode Kabuto that entire time. Because he was trying to figure out because he was trying to figure out a way for, one, to be able to...
Undo the Edo Tensei.
Undo the Edo Tensei, since Kabuto said just killing him would not, undo the jutsu.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
He literally had to make a plan to,
get him in the Izanami.
Get him the Izanami, so...
Yeah, he had to put him in the same position 3 times in a row, and he did it. Man.
He could probably move or fight. He would have defeated Sasuke right there if Itachi hadn't saved him.
True, but EMS Sasuke was getting way more powerful progressively as he got used to the new eyes, so...
Yes, someone said, what is Nagato gonna do when Tobirama sticks a paper bomb up his ass?
Yeah, that's spitting on that one. Nagato was gonna be crippled because, he can't move his legs because it got burned off by Hanzo. So, he's gonna be crippled, sitting there like a duck. And then, Tobirama's gonna teleport behind him, whisper, you just got paper bombed in his ear, and then he's gonna put the paper bomb in his ass, and he's gonna explode. And then Tobirama's just gonna teleport away, laughing.
And Itachi also had to save Sasuke from Kabuto's inorganic animation. So Kabuto should definitely be above Sasuke at that point.
Oh my gosh, it's not EMS Sasuke that fought Jubito, though. It's a different Sasuke. Sasuke was getting stronger the entire time.
He also blatantly overpowered Sasuke in a jutsu clash, though he did have the type advantage.
Okay, then it doesn't matter if he had the typing advantage.
He landed multiple blows that would have been fatal for Itachi if he wasn't an Edo. And
Itachi was literally setting him up.
Itachi needed Sasuke's help to break out of his genjutsu. So even...
They did need help breaking out of that genjutsu because it was sound genjutsu, it wasn't ocular.
So he got put under his Izanami. It likely would have never come to that if it was just a 1v1 against the living Itachi.
No, it was definitely just Itachi not killing him immediately so they could undo the Edo Tensei. That's all it was. Because if Itachi wanted to, he could have just genjutsu'd him immediately. And that would be it. There would be nothing else to talk about there.
Kabuto has a bunch of summons, including Manda 2, who's even bigger and stronger than the original, and could choke out Turtle Island, as well as his army of Edo Tensei, some of which are in the tier below. And Nagato is, of course, in this tier. So with all of his summons, Kabuto is easily in the...
Nagato's in this tier, man. He's in the tier with Zabuza and Asuma.
Tensei, some of which are in the tier below. And Nagato is, of course, in this tier. So with all of his summons, Kabuto is easily in this spot. Naruto, after befriending Kurama, became even stronger than before. Having so much chakra, he could amplify the power of the entire Shinobi Alliance by over 3 times, and protect them from the Ten Tails Cataclysm.
Isn't it crazy how White Mask Obito is above 7th Gate Guy who was keeping up with him in base? I don't know if Obito is above base guy, to be honest. Base guy was reacting to him.
He was powerful enough to match the power of 5 of the other...
Nunchucks.
Yeah, with some nunchucks.
Eternal Mangekyo...
Bro, base guy would actually just nunchuck the shit out of fucking Nagato. He would just run up to him and then just nunchuck Nagato in the face and kill him. He just wouldn't be able to stop base guy from swinging a nunchuck at his face. Oh man, I dropped my headset.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. Base guy solos Nagato. What stops him from doing that, Surfbone?
Yeah. No, fucking nothing.
Just nunchucks him, man. Sage Naruto would sense and react to him since he did so to the 3rd Raikage after blitzing 4th Raikage. Sage Naruto would react to who? This list would have been fine if it weren't for the fact that Danzō
one-shots. The guy is trying to say in the chat.
Go ahead.
Some guy, like, Zome guy is trying to say that he thinks that 14-year-old Obito could beat Itachi.
No, but we're not going to talk about that. That's a dumb topic.
Sasuke is clearly jealous of his power, so he should be a cheerful.
This is Naruto now with perfect control over this much chakra. How far will you go, Clinch? He's not jealous of his power here. He's just also growing a lot, and he's like, damn, Naruto's really staying on me. Doesn't mean he's more powerful. He could just be mad that Naruto is growing fast as fuck, too. Because they both are growing. Right now, Minato, during that fight with Jubito, literally says that Naruto is as talented as Sasuke. As talented. They're also able to move on par with each other. Sasuke's implied to have been holding back at one point when he saves Naruto, or when he combo attacks with Naruto. So it suggests that Sasuke was maybe more faster than him or something along those lines. There's just a lot of things. They were relative at the time. They're relative. They are basically relative throughout the entire series. That's kind of the plot. So, I mean...
I was also going to say, like, they've become even more rivals at this point, considering this is the Sasuke that just came back from talking with the Hokage, and basically came back and said, yeah, I want to become the Hokage.
Yeah, exactly.
So now he's even more of a rival for Naruto, because they're now both striving for the exact same dream.
Yeah.
Above him. Hashirama also said he almost had as much chakra as himself, and he also managed to block a direct beast bomb from the Ten Tails. So him being in the same tier as them makes sense.
He literally blocked multiple Ten Tails BG bombs for the entire Shinobi Alliance. Like, when Naruto put his cloak on the entire Shinobi Alliance, he does that at one point when the incomplete Ten Tails just fires a BG bomb at them, and everyone that had a cloak tanked it. So it just shows you Naruto can tank Ten Tails BG bombs even back then, with just a cloak, man.
You could also add on Sage Mode to this cloak.
Also,
making him one of the only...
just like a fun fact for everybody, difference between anime and manga here. In the manga, Hashirama just says, yeah, Naruto has as much chakra as I do, or almost as much chakra. When in the anime, he says he has as much chakra as us, referring to the Kage. Yeah. So in the anime, he has more chakra, as much chakra as all the Kage combined. Like,
yeah, it's a bit different.
Characters who even has a chance against 6 guys Obito. His father befriended the other half of Kurama he sealed inside himself when he came back as an Edo, so he should be just as strong as Naruto.
No. No. That's not how that works.
His father befriended the other half of Kurama he sealed inside himself when he came back as an Edo, so he should be just as strong as Naruto.
No. That's not how that works. He befriended him. No, he didn't. When Minato was talking to the Nine Tails in the beginning, it was the darker half of the Nine Tails. And he was actually impressed that Naruto managed to befriend his other half. In fact, when the Nine Tails starts talking, Minato's like, oh, it's you, or something like that. Like, he's literally not friends with the Nine Tails. Naruto is, though. So, Naruto has better control over the Nine Tails. He's been using it longer than Minato, too. And he's also not equal to Minato in base by any means. So, it's Nine Tails power, sure. Naruto uses Nine Tails better than Minato, and you would also have to assume that Minato's base was equal to Naruto in order for this to work. And Naruto's better at Sage Mode than Minato as well. So, I have no idea why Minato would be better than Naruto.
And he also has the power to activate Sage Mode if he wants.
Yeah, but it's not as good as Naruto's.
His Sage Mode isn't as good as Naruto's, and he never used it with his Kurama cloak.
Spittin'!
So you could argue Naruto should be higher. But I think Minato's teleportation ability, battle intelligence, and skill...
No.
Naruto has more battle intelligence than him. So...
oh, yeah, let's just start it right now. What battle intelligence feat puts him above Naruto?
Yeah. What battle intelligence feat puts him above Naruto's Kakuzu feat? Let's just start there.
And what's not... And no one bring up freaking Jiraiya as like, oh, he's a prodigy.
Yeah.
Oh.
All of his things are unmatched. Jiraiya's dumb as hell compared to Naruto, so it doesn't matter. But yeah.
Yeah, like a complete utter dumbass is calling someone a genius. What a feat.
Yeah.
The two halves of Kurama on their own would be below them, but they would still probably be around the bottom of this tier. Kurama at full power with both of his halves should have more raw power than either Kurama mode Naruto or Minato, but he wouldn't have their abilities and they could arguably
baseless, but
surpass
yeah.
him with the Sage Mode boost. So he should either be right under or right over them.
That is such a horrible scaling. Holy shit. Bro, when the Ninetales was just gathering Sage energy purely before the final battle with Sasuke, he made enough chakra through Sage mode to match the Ten Tails chakra that Sasuke had absorbed. He matched it. He matched Indra's arrow with just Sage energy that the Ninetales absorbed. The Ninetales could be potentially relative to like end of series Sasuke and Naruto. Half of the Ninetales, mind you.
But definitely below Madara and Obito, who can control him with the Sharingan. Obito, when he was a kid, was probably around Chunin tier, especially after unlocking his Sharingan. After Rin's death, he unlocked his Mangekyo Sharingan, which allowed him to pass through anything, which quite literally made him untouchable. With this new power and the help of Guru, he was able to slaughter an entire group of elite Jonin and Anbu. Obito also gained the power to suck anything or anyone he touches into an alternate dimension. He was only a teenager when he controlled the Ninetales and fought Minato, and even though he lost, he still gave Minato a run for his money. Minato considered him a greater threat than Pain, so even at that point, he should already be at least Raikage tier. During his reign as the secret leader of the Akatsuki, he was able to toy with the entirety of Teams 7 and 8, defeat Fu and Torune, was physically strong enough to stop Suigetsu's sword swing with his bare arm, and was fast enough to save Sasuke from Inoki's particle style mid-activation. Just in case someone does get the better of him, he can use Izanagi to erase that event from reality. He also has Hashirama cells, which increases vitality and allow him to use wood style. After acquiring the Rinnegan, he undoubtedly falls into the God of Shinobi tier, as it was made pretty clear he was above Naruto even in his full Biju mode, so he should go above him. Obito gets some.
Why is Obito above KCM2 Naruto? What proof is there for that? I don't believe that at all.
The Ghetto statue to restrain the tailed beasts. His Uchiha flame formation was strong enough to stop full 8 Tails B, and he could chop off the 8 Tails tentacles and restrain him.
Cool. Where's the scaling to KCM2 Naruto though?
So it's clear even in raw power he's above the tailed beasts. His Genjutsu shouldn't be underestimated either, as he was able to take over the Ninetales as a teenager, which is a feat that was considered only possible.
KCM1 Naruto reacted to Rinnegan Sasuke.
His Genjutsu shouldn't be underestimated.
Rinnegan Obito, not Sasuke.
Either, as he was able to take over the Ninetales as a teenager, which is a feat that was considered only possible by Madara, and in the war he was able to repeatedly put Kakashi under Genjutsu, until Kakashi whined for him to stop doing it.
No, Kakashi stalemated his Genjutsu.
He can shake off Ino's mind transfer jutsu in a mere 2 seconds, and even while enhanced by Kurama, she can hold him for long. And we all know being put above Ino automatically puts you at God of Shinobi tier. Madara, even as a child, was able to defeat adult Senju clan members, and after becoming the leader of his clan and unlocking the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, he gained access to the perfect Susanoo, which has the power to cut mountains in half with just the shockwave of its swings. He can control the Ninetales with his Sharingan, and combine his Susanoo with it to become even more deadly. After his final fight with Hashirama, he unlocked the Rinnegan, which gave him access to all of its abilities. And when he came back as an Edo, he was infused with Hashirama's power, which allowed him to use wood style. With these abilities, he was able to defeat the 5 current Kage at the same time during the 4th Ninja War. And he has the ability Izanagi if he needs it. Hashirama has been slightly superior to Madara ever since they were kids, has multiple statements that put him above Madara, and has won just about every fight we've seen between them. All of their fights have been extremely close, one lasting an entire day, but even with the Ninetales' help, Madara couldn't win once Hashirama brought out his stage mode and Thousand Hand Buddha. Even though their fight was virtually a stalemate in the 4th Ninja War, Hashirama was using clones to help the alliance, while Madara was completely focused on him. And Hashirama was still slightly more mobile than Madara, so he should still have the very slight edge over Rinnegan Madara. His healing jutsu is superior to even Tsunade's, and Madara called him the ultimate shinobi. He's confirmed to have more chakra than full-tailed beast mode Naruto, and can restrain the Ten Tails with his deity jades. The Ten Tails has the power of all the other tailed beasts combined, and is stated on multiple occasions to have the power to instantly wipe out a country, and the sheer size and destructive power of its beast bombs back this up. Its large girth doesn't slow it down either. The second form of the Ten Tails was stated to be stronger than the first, so it goes one spot higher. Hashirama was able to restrain the second form of the Ten Tails, but the Ten Tails could still create clones, so it wasn't fully restrained. And Hashirama
Yeah, basically was. It only could create, like, small clones and stuff. That's good enough for me to put Hashirama above it.
basically admitted he needed Naruto and Sasuke to help take it down.
It's Edo Hashirama.
After absorbing the Ten Tails, Obito gained its power and became even deadlier due to his ability to properly focus its power, allowing him to tear down the barrier that could block Ten Tailed beast bombs, and casually smash through the deity gates that could restrain it. However, he didn't really have full control, as when he first took in the Ten Tails, his mind was being corrupted from all the power. This spot only represents that version of Obito. Even though he was crazy, he still had the ability to use truth-seeking orbs, which can turn things to dust similar to particle style, and can be used both offensively and defensively. Hashirama admitted Obito in this form was stronger than him, and Tobirama confirmed even if Hashirama reabsorbed all of his clones, he would still be no match. So even if Hashirama is above the Ten Tails, he isn't above Berserk Obito. Madara, after being resurrected, became even stronger.
Why is he not putting Hashirama above the Ten Tails, though?
And then absorbed Hashirama's stage mode on top of that. So since they were close before, this should have allowed him to surpass Hashirama. Even while blind, he could fight against all the tailed beasts at once. And while he lost that was partly due to Naruto's
that blind Madara is only regaining his past strength. He wasn't as strong as his past self.
Yeah, and his past self is in reference to his live self. So the live Madara that got beat by Hashirama. So Hashirama should be above him.
And partly due to him fighting less careful than normal due to having Hashirama's healing powers.
So if you think that Madara beats that Jubito, then Hashirama should also beat him.
His Rinnegan back, he gained the ability to use Limbo, which creates an invisible clone of himself that nobody without the Rinnegan can see, and nobody without Sage Jutsu can harm. He used this ability to smack all the tailed beasts, and then he overpowered all of them at once with the Ghetto statue. I put him above Berserk 6-Pass Obito because Madara was confident in his ability to defeat even a Control 6-Pass Obito after acquiring Sage Mode. And while Obito may be stronger, Madara should be far smarter, and the power gap really shouldn't be that big since Madara was able to break out of the Deity Gates even before gaining Sage Mode. Summoning in the final tier, the 6-Paths tier.
Okay.
Let's see.
Which Jubito is this? DMS Kakashi above Rinnegan Sasuke? Dog. He's gonna use the statement, wow, that's even crazier than Sasuke Susanoo. Some shit like that. More impressive than Sasuke Susanoo, or something along those lines. No. Sasuke would actually still beat the shit out of that Kakashi. I don't know why he thinks Kakashi beats Sasuke, but not Naruto.
Also, like, Naruto and Sasuke, after their fight with Madara, they should be above that Madara. Like,
yeah.
Wholeheartedly, like.
Yeah.
Power to shave away continents or even create and destroy small celestial bodies. They have incredible speed, approaching and possibly even surpassing light itself. Guy, after releasing the 8th Gate, achieved arguably the greatest taijutsu in the universe.
Okay.
So is Weaboo Warrior also one of those guys that still thinks that Naruto only gets like to the speed of light when the light thing is introduced?
Yeah, he is.
Because yeah.
And even the shockwaves of the strikes could damage Madara. It would take only 4 to 5 hits from just his shockwaves for things to get bad for Madara. And a direct strike smashed Madara right through his truth-seeking barrier, which is strong enough to withstand 10-tailed beast bombs. His strongest move is Night Guy, which he became so fast he warped space itself. And landing the move almost killed 6-Paths Madara.
Doesn't mean anything.
He's at the bottom of this tier because using the 8th Gate kills him. So the best he can hope for is a stalemate. And he would have lost to the weakest version of 6-Paths Madara if he wasn't assisted by Minato, Kakashi, Gaara, and...
Not true. They told him not to... they told him specifically to not dodge. That way he could only focus on attacking. Minato literally told Guy, don't worry about the orbs. We got them. So, Guy didn't dodge on purpose.
6-Paths Obito, after gaining full control, became even stronger than before. And his truth-seeking balls became even more deadly, being able to permanently damage Edo Tensei.
I don't see why Jubito would be able to beat 8th Gate Guy.
I didn't even notice that.
Why? 8th Gate Guy blitzed 10 Tails Madara, man, and was like beating the shit out of him.
But it nearly killed him. Like,
yeah.
Possibly.
That one air punch that he lands on Madara in the beginning of the fight solos Jubito.
Even the soul itself.
There's a direct statement that Madara, as soon as he becomes the 10 Tails, is already more powerful than Jubito.
It took B2 Sage Mode Naruto, Eternal Mangekyo Sasuke, full 8-tailed Killer Bee, Kurama Cloaked Minato, and what was left of the Shinobi Alliance to finally overpower Obito and take his Biju out.
That was just to perform the Chakra Tug of War.
Which is something they could only even do in the first place due to Naruto.
Oh, by the way, Noodles.
Huh?
For your OBS, do you have it on the full screen?
I should, yeah.
Because I'm even looking on this, and some people are saying that they can't even see the top tier.
Oh, hold on. There we go. We'll just switch it to that.
Beforehand. They might not have even been able to pull it out if it wasn't for Takumo Jutsu. Even if Madara thought he could defeat complete 6-Paths Obito, he doesn't have the beast to back it up.
Yeah.
Maybe he could pull the tailed beast out of him with a Ghetto statue, but even a weakened Obito who had the tailed beast ripped out of him was able to pierce 6-Paths Madara and rip out a portion of the 1 in 8 tails from him.
That was Zetsu that did that, but yeah.
He also took some Sage power that allowed him to react to and block Madara's truth-seeking orbs. So I find it hard
Truth-seeking orbs are slow.
to believe the Obito who took the entire Shinobi Alliance and almost won would lose to any version of Madara before becoming the 10-tailed Jinchuriki. Toneri with the Tenseigan had the power to move the entire moon, as well as he also had truth-seeking orbs in the power.
Madara literally has a better feat than that during the war arc with the Chibaku Tenseis he summons.
Hard to fight against the post-war Naruto.
He doesn't do anything to post-war Naruto. I actually watched this, and he literally one-punched him. Look at that scan. You got me with one punch. It was horrible. Naruto actually sauced on Toneri.
He did end up losing, but Obito should also be below that version of Naruto. And Toneri has more impressive feats, so I put him higher.
No. He's slower and would get blitzed and one-shot by a truth-seeking orb. Nothing stops that from happening.
He has the power of Hamura, so I would assume Hamura in his prime would be somewhere around this spot as well.
He just is using some power that Hamura had, literally.
Sasuke, after obtaining half of the Sage of Six Paths powers in the form of the Rinnegan, gained the ability of teleportation and the perfect Susanoo, if he didn't already have that. With his perfect Susanoo, he has the power to chop up massive meteors, with even their fragments dwarfing mountain ranges. Six Paths Madara called him fast, and Sasuke was able to cut him in half, when even Six Paths Naruto's lava-style Rasen Shuriken couldn't. He's almost on par with Naruto, so I believe he should be above Toneri, who was clearly below Naruto.
The only argument to this is that Naruto was stronger when he fought Toneri.
But I don't think there's much proof of this besides the fact that he had the other half of Kurama. But 50% of Kurama's power shouldn't be too significant for characters at this level. So I don't think there's enough for me to put Toneri above Sasuke. Kakashi with Obito's chakra giving him 6 paths powers in the dual Mangekyo Sharingan.
I don't know, at least for Naruto,
as well as the perfect
having
which was stated to be more
having
awesome
50% more of the chakra would be a significant like upgrade.
You said what?
I'm saying at least for Naruto, getting 50% more of Kurama's chakra would be a significant upgrade. Like, even if you were to say like
it would
get stronger. Because again, having more chakra doesn't necessarily make you stronger, but for those who have really good chakra control and great utilization of it, then yeah, it could be incredibly useful if you have a really large chakra pool. So
yeah. Whoa,
so
that's more awesome than yours, Sasuke. Sure, it's more awesome. Does that mean it's faster or stronger? No.
He also did better against Kaguya than Sasuke, so I think that justifies his higher plate.
So all he does is cut open Kaguya after she thinks that she killed him. It's really clear in the manga, but she shoots a truth-seeking rod at him and then looks away because she doesn't care. And then Kakashi fades through it and then chops her arm or whatever. Completely caught off guard, destroyed her. But either way, he's also just kind of like falling out of the Susanoo. It's not like he's like doing anything except chopping her. I do think his Raikiri is pretty strong for being able to cut open Kaguya like that. But it was also a Kamui Raikiri, right? So it bypasses durability. So, either way, the Kamui Shuriken, I think it's fair to say maybe, if you do want to say DMS Kakashi is, like, on par with Kaguya, Sasuke and Naruto were also able to dodge and, like, repel Kaguya's arms and things like that, and were able to deal damage to Kaguya. So, I don't think he necessarily is better than them at all, especially because they're exponentially growing faster and have more Sage of Six Paths chakra than Kakashi and are more talented than him, so.
When you think about it, he's almost unbeatable if he can use both Kamui powers at the same time, as he would be able to become completely intangible while simultaneously Kamui sniping his enemies. The characters above him are the only
He just doesn't ever do that.
ones who I think can handle this combo. Naruto, after gaining the power of the Six Paths, became strong enough to tango with one-eyed Six Paths Madara in base, and gained resistance to truth-seeking orbs. His lava-style Rasen Shuriken severely damaged Madara and cut the God Tree in half.
Sasuke cut Ten Tails Madara in half.
With his Kurama cloak, he was able to fight on par with Six Paths Madara, with his Shadow clones handling even two-eyed Madara's Limbo clones. He can make an insane amount of these clones, which he used to hold off Kaguya for a while. These clones should be able to overwhelm Kakashi in his limited chakra pool. He was able to match Kaguya's vacuum punches, overwhelm her with his boiling point punch, blitz and cut her arm off, and cause her to go unstable with his super tailed beast Rasen Shuriken. Sasuke, on the other hand, couldn't tag her with his perfect Susanoo, got it blown away by her vacuum punches on multiple occasions, and needed Naruto to break him out of Kaguya's grasp. Another reason I put Naruto higher is that even with the power of all the tailed beasts amping him, Sasuke still only managed to stalemate Naruto.
I agree. Naruto is above Sasuke for sure in part 2.
Madara, after absorbing all the tailed beasts and becoming the 10-tailed Jinchuriki, was confirmed to be even stronger than Six Paths Obito. He would have killed 8 Gates Guy multiple times over if he didn't have outside help, and base 6 Paths Naruto jumped him while he was recovering, so I'm not sure if he should be above him at that point or not. After absorbing the God Tree, he gained even
No, he was recovering.
power, and stated himself to have become completely immortal. In this state, it was implied it would take Naruto and Sasuke together to defeat him. He then became even stronger after he gained his other Rinnegan, and basically left Naruto and Sasuke to deal with his limbo.
That feat is better than Toneri's feat.
And the meteors he just ripped out of the surrounding countries, as they put the entire world under the infinite Tsukuyomi. Another impressive feat is how he sent the God Tree's roots across the entire planet in an extremely quick amount of time, capturing the entire world's population. Hagoromo split his power between Naruto and Sasuke, and it was stated Madara was approaching his power, so Hagoromo should be above all 3 of them.
Yep.
However, that was before Madara got his other Rinnegan, and after absorbing the power of all the tailed beasts, Kurama states Sasuke's chakra manipulation was on the level of the Sage of Six Paths. So you could argue that version of Sasuke,
Ashura Mode Naruto, and Double Rinnegan Six Paths Madara are all around Hagoromo's level.
Yeah.
Hagoromo...
I don't think you can say that Ten Tails Madara is necessarily on Hagoromo's level. He's approaching his level. Sasuke's Indra's era is literally stated on Six Paths level. So.
And his brother Hamura were able to defeat Kaguya, and they didn't have anyone like Kakashi, Obito, or Sakura helping them. So you could argue that should put their combined power above Naruto and Sasuke. Hagoromo became even stronger after the fight with Kaguya when he became the 10-tailed Jinchuriki, and had the abilities of both Naruto and Sasuke. So I don't see either one of them defeating him in his prime.
They're literally stated equal to him, equal to Sasuke.
Plus this dude won't even fully die, and became a ghost that could
But yeah, Hagoromo's OP.
His sons Indra
I do appreciate the Hagoromo respect, honestly.
in their prime should also probably be in this tier, likely around where Naruto and Sasuke are.
Naruto and Sasuke fought a stronger Kage. Naruto and Sasuke should be stronger than Hagoromo physically, at least.
Kage is the most powerful in the family, with it taking Hagoromo and Hamura working together to take her down. Hagoromo did become stronger after absorbing the Ten Tails, but he should still be weaker than Kaguya, as he implied she was stronger than him on 2 occasions. She was directly stated to have far greater chakra than Madara, and she took on 6 paths Naruto and Sasuke at the same time. She did have a little trouble with them, but after absorbing more power from the infinite Tsukiyomi, her power and speed became exponentially greater, and she was able to create an expanding two-seeking orb that would eventually swallow up the world they were in. Due to this version of her could possibly be in a tier above, as even 3 characters in this tier working together weren't enough to defeat her, and they needed the added help from Sakura to finally seal her. Sealing is also pretty much the only way to put her down, since she's immortal, and the only seal strong enough to work on her is one that traps her inside of an entire moon. We have finally come to the end of the list. I've probably put more time into this list than any person has ever put into a tier list before, and the only person who will probably ever surpass this is my future self. Though I'm not even sure if I can be considered a person anymore. I dare say I've left the realm of humanity and can only be called a weeaboo from now on.
Yeah, you are definitely a weeaboo, but you're a trash power scaling weeaboo. It wasn't that bad. I give it a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, somewhere in that range.
Well, let's just say there's at least one list I can definitely say is far worse than this list, and I'm sure Noodles knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Top tier is not that bad. Like, obviously, the DMS Kakashi is kind of a nitpick. Toneri. The 8K guy being below Jubito is horrible. Ten Tails Madara is also equal to Sage Naruto, but yeah, we don't really get to see what he did. Yeah, it's pretty much fine. Like, it's nothing.
I don't even know if
this is the worst part about it.
I don't even think Boruto came out when Weeboo Warrior was making this tier list. I don't think.
Yeah.
So.
Bro, where's the Boruto era characters? I don't know. Alright, boys and girls. Well, that's going to bring an end to the stream. Hopefully me and Weaboo Warrior can get it on. We can start debating Kakuzu versus Pain like we're supposed to. I know the Kakuzu versus Pain video is taking a long while to make, but trust me, there's a reason for that. And that's because I want to make it good as shit. So if you guys want a good as shit video, just wait for it, man. It's coming. Don't worry.
It's 40 to 50 minutes long. The longest, like, quality video that will be on Noodles' channel for a very, very, very long time.
This dude made an hour and 30-minute video talking about every character in Naruto. I made a 50-minute video talking about 2 characters. So, you can tell what's going to happen there. But, yeah, I hope you guys are excited for the video. I'm planning on doing that. Then I'm going to do the Jake Paul video next. I really want to release the Jake Paul video. 40 minutes? Try 50 minutes, RDSJ. 50 minutes. Do you disagree with the Toneri strongest enemy statement? Yeah, I do. There's no proof it's written by Kishimoto, so I don't really care. Not that necessarily Kishimoto is what matters, but, like, I just don't know who wrote that statement. It could have just been some random editor, right? And I don't know. It is official material, I guess, so if you want to consider it, it's fine. I just think it's pretty weak, honestly. So, yeah, man, I'm making a Jake Paul is underrated video. We're going to make some combat sports video on the channel in the future, just occasionally, though. I still plan on mostly doing anime, and I'm going to do the Itachi video soon after that. Itachi deserves a video. Toneri is trash. Yeah, he is. That's my issue with the statement as well. Yeah, exactly. Alright, guys. Well, I will see you all later. Surfbone, you want to give them a goodbye?
Alrighty. Nice seeing you guys on a Saturday. See you soon.
Alright. I will see you all